that sports encyclopedia. We West Steve Kim. Got Trent in the cut.
What are you? He's the best.
Yeah.
He's a master motivator.
I'm a master motivator. I ain't no regular ass motivator. I'm a fucking master.
Coaches tried to make practice so hard that the game was less intrusive. Like they coached you that way. Like people think, well, they were just yelling. No, they were trying to put you under stress and put you in under duress so that when you got in the game, you could mentally handle adversity.
If you go through JUCO and you make it out of JUCO, you can make it anywhere.
I respect the hell out of you to see that you're doing what you're doing and still doing what you're doing for real, the way you do it, man. You said from day one you had the same enthusiasm. You keep the same enthusiasm, and it's fucking contagious.
In my opinion, I think Shedeur Sanders the best deep ball in college football. I don't think
Can you just say something nice about Shedeur Sanders?
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
And I'll proudly stand up next to you. Oh, God bless America.
You said belt to ass, T-Red. You got the belt around you.
Smitty and Jason Brown.
Coach JB Show.
Yeah, we are in the building. Talk is Workbook Wednesday. We got a lot to discuss, man. It's a loaded lineup. Coach Noel Mazzoni, Coach Fred. We're going to break down a little bit of the Super Bowl if we can. The film is getting inputted. If not, we'll get to that this week. Break down the most overrated quarterback in the history of football, Patrick Mahomes. We got the new hoodies, the Slapdick Yacht Club Nation hoodies with the split zip. Woo-hoo. CoachJBStore.com. You got that big anchor on the back. Fire. I got all the colors, short, fat, skinny, tall. We do it all. Make sure you head on over there and go get you some merch. But we are in the building. We'll get to Big Smitty because he's got to leave early. He's headed to the land where boys paint their nails. San Francisco. So he'll be headed there while we got this show underway. So let's dive right into it. The realest show on planet Earth. Pound that like and make sure you head on over to BetUS and use the promo code Coach JB. 150% bonus up to your first $2,000 deposit. This current generation of men are screwing the real women in the world. And not in a good way. Ladies, I apologize for you. I hope you guys go find the short, fat, skinny, tall, vibrating, all toys that you can find because you're running out of options. I have realized it over the past day and a half since posting the tweet about Alabama wide receiver who paints his nails and has since signed a lucrative deal with the nail paint company worth about $2.3 million. The first story was that he signed this deal to help his sister who had a little health issues. Then it was, well, since my sister is the face of this story, why not get paid for it? And then it was, oh, shit, I'm just going to sell my soul for this money. This bag, y'all say. This is where we are. The adults in the room have pushed money over integrity, have pushed weirdo behavior over the actual prize itself, which in this case is football. The main thing simply isn't the main thing anymore. We got to get back to some sort of masculinity again on the gridiron, or we will soon be playing flag football on a rainbow-colored field. But what do I know? Let's dive into our main man, Big Smitty, the Far East Sider, 317, Naptown legend, LeBron hairline having, Lamar Jackson loving, and AR5 defending. Caitlin Clark jocking, Fox Sports' very own, our main man, Big Smitty joins us.
My man said LeBron Jackson. Can y'all hear me? What's going on, y'all, man? What's going on, JB Bailey? What's going on, chat?
LeBron Jackson's a real cat.
I bet it is. We got Ill Bill, we got Fly Ride 805, we got Tall Texas 927 Abel, we got Lucy Carry On, we got Adolphus Ghost, we got Cole Vader, we got Jesse Lum, we got Ill Bill again, Adolphus Ghost again, Max S, and Jonathan Gibb. And I'm here live for a few minutes, but I'm gonna give you that Big Smitty energy for however long I'm gonna be here. I look good too, boy. Is my hair clean? What's going on? I look a little different today. I feel different. I don't know what it is, JB.
You headed to
area.
You handed that land. This land right here, paint your nails land.
I'm about to pull up on E40 in there.
You gonna see this cat?
Listen, let's dive straight into it, JB. So I did hear about he has a sister, right? A little sister. That is where it started. So I understand that, at least the foundation of it. But I don't think that's where it's at now. To your point, I think he's doing it because he has $2.3 million. Yeah, it's a lot of money. He's 19 years old, and he's like, shoot, I paint my nails anyway, so why not get paid for it? Now, listen, I said this yesterday. I will never understand men painting their nails because it's just not how I was raised. No men in my family, whether it's my father, my uncles, my cousins, the men I looked up to just as a fan of on TV or whatever the case may be, nobody in my circle at all painted their nails. What I'm understanding is, all jokes aside, is that I think this generation, they look at painting their nails how maybe our generation looked at mismatching like socks and color coding socks. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but I don't think this necessarily has anything to do with their sexuality per se. I think it's literally to them a fashion statement that you and I will never understand because we will never do this. My generation wouldn't do this, and JB's generation damn sure wouldn't do it. The further you go back, the less likely that generation would do it. Let's just be all the way real. So, again, it's something that I would never do, never understand, and I'm with you. I think it's to a point now where it's just normal. It's normalized because this is the example we're using. But there's all types of kids in the generation painting their nails now. In the NBA now, we know the player from the Sixers came. I'm drawing a blank on his name. He was like the face of it. We got Caleb Williams, of course. We got Ryan Williams, of course. We got, and again, there's all types of other kids who's doing the same thing. And I would never, if I had a son right now, I'm telling my son, we're not doing that shit. We're not painting our nails. Find another way to like show your fashion off. Find dye the tips of your dreads. Fucking like, there's so many other options. Like go another route. That's what I'm saying in my household. But again, I'm not this man's father. I'm not his older brother. I'm not his OG. None of that. And it's not just him. This is what his generation likes to do. They paint their nails. And I just think that's what it is.
I did not know that tweet got 6 million views.
Yes, it's been blown up. People be sending your shit to me all the time and laughing. My homies be sending me like your tweets and like, this dude crazy as hell, but he keep it real though. That's why I like him. Yeah, that's all I be getting all the time throughout the day when stuff like this goes out.
That BPS, by the way, you know that, right? Like when they say it's really, they're saying it's a bad thing. Like I can't fuck with him, but he keep it real. Is always the BPS.
Right. Exactly how they do it. So
what were you saying?
Now, my last little note, just that I did meet this kid. I don't know him personally, but I don't know anything about the man's sexuality. None of that at all. But I did not get those signs though when I met him. First impression, homie, boom, he put up with his teammate. So I know you're like halfway, 3/4 joking, kinda, but I didn't get all that vibe when I met him. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I haven't met him, and I think he's gay. Like that's just me. Listening to him, see him move around in his safe space, that's just the indication I get. So Smitty's a fair Smitty. Smitty's met him. He said he didn't get that. So I got to go with Smitty that he met him. I haven't met him. I think he's as gay as a hummingbird.
And let's say he is. Let's say he is, though. Okay, then what? Yeah. Then what?
Here's the issue. Here's not the issue.
Teammates, like you said, that you didn't know till later. They was out doing their thing too. I'm sure. I think I did too.
That's the point. That's the point, though. Like we made it to where we normalize it. We're numb to it. So we've been forced to accept it through cancel culture vultures. And here's what's wrong with it. It has feminized the game. I'd rather not know and then find out later. And we playing, I'm gonna say this like jokingly, but dick to the dirt and play hard, and then later, hey man, he came out, each his own, right? We've seen that with Michael Sams, we've seen that with all these other guys. I'd rather have that than knowing it, and then everyone lax, and now we're already softer on the football field because now more come out, and now we have this whole feminized game, and this is what we're seeing. I'm just telling you, I think we're seeing it. Go ahead, Smitty, because you got to leave early, so you can raise your hand and ask questions.
Thank you so much, Jason. My thing is this, though. Prior to you seeing this video, we all thought Ryan Williams was a dog on the football field.
We still do. We still do.
Okay, so don't let this video.
Has nothing to do with what I said, though.
Video dictate now. You think the game is soft? He's not soft. I didn't see this man catch the ball in traffic, and he's a true freshman, so he ain't soft.
Yeah, it is, Smitty. That's the problem. Here's the problem. It is, Smitty, because guess why? You just said two things could be true. He's a baller, and you said he's not soft. Okay, guess who is soft? The motherfuckers that ain't putting his dick in the dirt for being this way. That's why I'm saying we have completely made this game soft. We would have been trying to get that motherfucker, not because of his sexual orientation. I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, Smitty, let's just keep it real. Like me and you just playing in the street and we found a cat. We're not talking about gay or nothing. We're just saying, we think that motherfucker a little salty, a little cute. We're gonna fuck him up. You know what I'm saying? There's no different situation than this.
I don't know. You think people are playing soft against him because he's feminine?
No. I said the whole game is soft now. We've accepted it, and everybody. There's more people that have softened the game all the way that we see more and more of this. Like, there's no more accountability on holding this cat to the fire like this motherfucker. Like in the locker room, like it would not have gone down in our locker room. That's all I can say. Like. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can say. And I get cats that are like, fuck it, you would have took the money. See, I wouldn't have. That's the problem. I'm a hustler like you, Smitty. You would have said it earlier. You said on this show yesterday you're a hustler. You would figure, if you're such a hustler, then why wouldn't you figure out another way to make $2.3 million? You're the best wide receiver, top 2 wide receiver in football. You're telling me there ain't another bag opportunity out there other than painting your fucking nails, homie? Like, I don't want to hear that excuse, dog. This is the problem. We think so micro that all the people defending this kid is because, you would have took the $2.3 million. No, I would have got $2.3 million with selling a pipe wrench. Motherfucker. I would have sold fucking some sort of like knobby rims, tires, shocks. I did something else, but painting my nails is not my brand, Smitty. And now we're gonna associate that brand with this kid forever. Let's just keep it a buck. Are we not?
I probably would have all right, an option. I would have potentially accepted the deal, but I would have told them this is what we got to do. I'm not painting my nails at all. In my ad, I'm going to bring in some women, maybe my mother, sister, friends. I'll promote the brand, but the video going to show the women with me getting their nails painted. I would have flipped it like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I would have flipped it like that. Hey, man, go to Sally Hansen, man, the #1 nail polish brand for all the ladies out there. Come on, Mom Dukes. I got my mama getting her nails done. I got my little sister getting her nails done. This is the best nail polish. The man gonna love your hands even more. I remember JB was talking about how he loved hands yesterday. Go to Sally Hansen, get your nails painted right now. $2.3 million.
Yeah, that's the difference. That's the difference between you and I, though. Like, I wouldn't associate my motherfucking self with any feminine product. Never.
But the way I did it hard, though.
I'm not associating myself. Yeah, I'm not associating myself with any feminine products. Here's the issue: you might as well sell tampons, homie.
I know you too, gangster, but the way I just did it was hard, though.
Nah, it makes sense. It makes sense, but I'm still associated. I'm the one getting the bag, and now I'm promoting this whole thing. I just couldn't associate it with myself because I'm playing football. Like, that's the one thing we don't understand. We gotta start separating that shit, man. We don't paint our nails in football. Like, I don't understand why that's so normalized now. And then there's cats out here, like in the chat, that are like, oh, that ain't hurting nobody, JB. It is hurting me, homie, because you're selling your soul for $2.3 million that in 10 years from now you're going to regret. Unless you're just full-blown, sugar in your tank. I'm cool, whatever, each his own. All I'm saying is you're going to regret it, dog. You have sold your soul for a bag, a quick bag at that. I'm not into selling my soul. That's all I can tell you. I'm going to figure out another way. I've had many opportunities, Smitty, before. I've said no. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't fit my brand and who I am. That's all I'm saying. Each his own. All I'm telling you is I couldn't do it. So you can say all you want out there, chat, and all these people defending this kid. Cool. But listen, I have realized you women out there, you ladies, you guys are fucked. And not in a good way. So get your vibrators, dildos, whatever, and get them while they're hot. Because you gotta go get those right now because you're not going to find a real man no more. I'm going to keep it real.
Ain't no more left?
Nah, dog. Because I can you imagine a woman, a real woman? Because I know real women that, that you missionary on her and she grabbed you and he grabbed you and he on top, right? But show those nails, Smitty. Yeah, but they painted and they matched up with her nails. And you got 2 sets of painted nails fucking. You imagine that? You think a real woman? You think a real woman?
It's like a sex scene in the movies, and they'll like slow the camera. They'll show the feet first or the hand, and they'll come out.
You imagine?
They'll show both the nails together, and you wouldn't even know who was who.
You imagine that, like Smitty, I'm walking in trying to fuck both of them. I'm trying to fuck both of them because I walk in thinking they're both female. I want to get, in the 3-way. And then I say, oh, shit. That motherfucker hoops for the 76ers. He catches balls for Bama. That motherfucker throws balls for the Bears. Holy shit, I thought it was 2 bitches.
I wonder when they hollering at girls, like, do they like, hey, check my nails out? Like, I wonder what's the
problem, homie? That's the problem, and that's why I'm saying the real women out there don't want no part of it. I mean, I've been doing a little survey. The fake, the feminine fucking these feminine ass women that are pushing this shit, they're cool with it. But it's crazy, dog. Like, I'm just telling you, man. Like, we need to bring God back. God needs to be back put in schools. God needs to be put back on mainstream media. God needs to be talked about. Love C.J. Stroud. Love Jaden Daniels. Love Bryce Young. Love these guys that have big platforms just talking God, God, God. Love Mahomes. Love a lot of these guys that have been doing it all year long, even when the media doesn't want you to do it. So we need to bring it back, man. And it's crazy how certain platforms will abolish and talk about and won't even, they'll demonetize people and do other things if you even say it. It's crazy. They make God a bad word now. But, Smitty, my DMs are so full of the, how do I say, gays that it is absolutely appalling and jaw-dropping. Smitty, I'm telling you, I was as close as going, whatever you call it, trending. I had TMZ and all these motherfuckers. I was so close to being trending yesterday, going at them and them being offended. And I'm going to be honest, Smitty, I got to ask you as a brother, man. When I grew up, we were like, brothers ain't gay. Remember that narrative? Like, brothers ain't gay. There ain't no brother. Ain't no black gay cat walking down the street, homie, hooping, playing ball. Homie, I had more young brothers, boys, in my DMs calling me homophobic and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what part of the game is this? All these young brothers, man, gay is a hummingbird defending the gays. And I tweeted out, God damn, I miss lesbians. I really do. I miss lesbians, Smitty. And I know you can't talk about it a lot, but I miss lesbians.
You don't think lesbians are still out here?
Not as much, man. The gays have just taken them over, like all these little boys, feminines. Smitty, I don't know, man.
JB, if you talk about a group of people
If I showed you my DMs, though, they're not gay.
We talk about a group of people, gay
they're
people,
not gay,
white people, lesbians, black, whatever group, WWE wrestlers, they gonna respond. Why are you surprised at that?
Smitty, they're not even like half of them aren't gay though. They defending these cats because I said the word, and guess who it is? It's now a new fan base. It's the Alabama Crimson Tide fan base.
Exactly though. That's their guy. He's their best player on their team.
I'm gonna get T-Rich and get all the homies in there, and we're gonna fuck with them.
T-Rich old now, and they love T-Rich there, but they care about
but T-Rich don't fuck with them. T-Rich don't fuck with this shit, homie.
I didn't say he did, but I'm saying the fan base is gonna back Ryan Williams. He's their current star. That's what they're gonna do.
Yeah,
it's been times when I've had to tell the people from my city to like chill out on you. People have hit my line like, "Hey, bro, like JB was getting a little loud. Like, do we need to handle that?" I'm like, "Nah, that's the homie. Relax," because like that's how my city backs me. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure if I started talking crazy about Compton, I'm sure there'd be some issues here. So everybody got their own little pockets. You know, where Bailey from? Nashville. I'm sure you got some Nashville motherfuckers. You know, might want to bang on.
He's not from Nashville.
I know he's from Seattle, but I'm saying he in Nashville now. So you get my point. But my point
I got a deal. I got a sponsorship deal. I got a deal that hit me up, man.
I got 3 minutes.
They'll give us $2 million. But you have to like demonstrate it. You got to show it. We got to do it. You got to do it though. I'll get the money and we'll split the $2 million. I'll give you $1 million. We'll give me. But you got to do all the shit. It's a tampon company. Are you down or? I'm saying it's $2 million, homie.
What do you mean demonstrate it? Am I putting it in like in my girl, showing them how to do it?
Huh?
What do you mean by demonstrate, homie?
That's all they said.
We need to have a follow-up call.
You gonna figure it out?
I'm gonna listen to them for 2.3 minutes and see what they're talking about.
See, I'll hang up on the motherfucker. Bitch ass off here. Hey, real quick, let's dive into something. I'll do this quote of the day and shit without you since you got to go. But
yeah,
I've been blown up over the night, over the evening. We've had one of the kids that are involved on our show.
This is my final take because my ride here. Let's go.
A bunch of kids from the first season of Last Chance U in Mississippi are suing and Netflix. Obviously, I've had this conversation with many lawyers and attorneys already. I was the first one being hit up about it. And I'm going to be honest, I've been told there's no possible way, blah, blah, blah. Now, if these kids have found a loophole with some sort of attorney or somebody found something out, best believe my name is back in this motherfucker. I will be put back in here. I'm the one that's blackballed, not these kids. I'm the one that got them $4 billion, not these kids. All right, Smitty, you got to bounce.
My ride just called me. Appreciate y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all.
See you tomorrow.
Great show. Peace.
I'm the one that got blackballed. I'm the one that can't get a job. I'm the one that did not get a dime, yet Netflix has made billions of dollars off my name. See, in fairness to the kids, they're the product on the football field. They went through the grind that we put them through as coaches, but they didn't make Netflix billions of dollars. They didn't get blackballed. They're still playing. They're still coaching, many of them. A lot of them are doing things. Some are in the NFL making money. Best believe, I'm letting you know on this show right now. I'm best believe I'm in this motherfucker. If this thing is real, I'm going back in it. The year doesn't matter, Joe Accord. The NIL year doesn't matter. So there's a 7-year threshold, which would put this back to 18. I'm clearly in that 7-year threshold. These kids would supersede the threshold by being in 2016, 15, 16, but it has nothing to do with the other. The year and the NIL have nothing to do with it. Joe, I don't know if you understand the dynamic, but there's North Carolina State from the 80s have sued over NIL. There is no year cap on NIL and coming back for retribution. The bottom line is if they use your name, image, and likeness at any point, fucking Jim Thorpe was alive, he could sue. If they use your name, image, and likeness at any point and made money off your name, you can come back now and get some. So my good friend growing up, Ed O'Bannon, high school teammate, obviously is the reason why this all started. And this is the thing that kicked it off over the NCAA college basketball game. So, Lindell White and guys are suing over NIL. There's no year cap, Joe Accord, just FYI. So I'm definitely we all signed a document, Joe. We all signed a document. And it's called a media release. That's all I will say at this point because I don't know what's going to happen. But listen, the media release basically said, we're going to use your face. But here's the issue I have. You never offered me an attorney. You never offered me an entertainment protection. You never offered me an opportunity. It's kind of like a cornhole. Shut the fuck up. Who do you know that I know? How the fuck do you know who I know? Ed was a senior when I was a freshman. Shut the fuck up. Charles was a sophomore when I was a freshman. Shut the fuck up. I grew up with both of them. Shut the fuck up. And they lived across the street from my fucking house. So shut the fuck up. Are you ever embarrassed by being wrong, homie? Cornhole, you fucking nobody. Are you ever embarrassed about blabbing your fuckhole and it's always fucking wrong? Are you ever embarrassed? Is your bitch ass ever fucking embarrassed about being fucking wrong? Because you've never been right, ever. All you do is blab your fucking fuckhole all day long. Bailey, block his bitch ass, because everybody in this chat has secondhand embarrassment over cornhole, who has a name that gets fucked by dudes. Cornhole. Now get this fucking shitbird out of here. So moving on amicably. Listen, I'm not going to sit here. I know there's guys in the Twitter and shit that are talking shit about, oh, this guy thinks he's something and he's not. Well, the fact of the matter is, my 2 seasons was the most watched Netflix binge show in the history of Netflix. That's just fact. So you can claim it as you want. You can say to whoever they're the reason for it. Go ahead. I don't give a fuck. All I know is I was on the motherfucker and I was the head coach on it. So I think there's a little bit of retribution coming my way if this thing goes through. I'm going to keep it like that since you want me to be so humble. But since I'm not humble, yeah, I am the fucking reason the show's the number 1 watch show. So now, guess what? Shut the fuck up. You fucking idiots. Let's get into quote of the day, brought to you by BetUS and powered by BetUS. Head on over to BetUS today. Use the promo code CoachJB. Don't ever think it can't happen to you. That's it. Quote of the day. Don't ever think it can't happen to you. I never thought I'd be on Netflix. I didn't ask for being on Netflix. And then I never thought I'd be blackballed after coaching 20 consecutive years and helping kids out my entire life. And then guess what? Don't ever think it can't happen to you. Because it can. It can happen to you. Best believe. Whether it's good or bad. Being a millionaire or being a bum, it can happen to you. Don't think it can't. Quote of the day. Contrary to belief, brought to you by Prize Picks. Head on over there to use the promo code CoachJB. Contrary to belief, love needs its action. Love has to have action. Trust needs proof. You got to prove to me for me to trust you. And sorry needs change. Contrary to belief. Don't just say fucking sorry and don't change. That's my pet peeve. That's why I don't say the word sorry. And you know me by now. Because I'm not changing. So why would I say sorry? If you are sorry, though, you better fucking change or you're a liar. And that's why I don't use the word. I don't say it. Because I'm not going to be sorry. Why would I be sorry? I would be lying to you. I would be lying to you if I said I'm sorry. That's why I never say the word. Because you guys out there always come out and say you're sorry, but then you do the same shit 5 minutes later. Do you not? 5 minutes later, you did the same shit you just said sorry for. Sorry is a meaningless word with no action. If you put action to the word, then maybe you'd be all right. But you don't. A lot of you guys just say sorry so people think that word is supposed to be a get out of jail free card. It's not. That word means diddly shit to me because you all lie when you use it. That's why I don't use it. Y'all fucking get mad at me because I don't use it, but then you guys can use it and be complete fuckboys. So, but what do I know? Poll question real quick. Let's dive right into it. Chat, you help me out here. I got to ask everybody out there. Would Ryan Williams have done this nail painting under Nick Saban? That's the question. What do you think? Bailey, hop in real quick and give me your take. I got to ask you. You're young. You're this guy's age, Bailey. You're this guy's age, Bailey. 22 years old. You're older than him. You think this happens under Nick Saban? Can Nick Saban, before you answer, can Nick Saban control it, or could he control it, or maybe the kid just doesn't play for him because Nick's like, I'm pushed him out. I don't know. I don't think Nick Saban. I think there's been a different precedent would have been set. I don't know. That's just me.
It's tough because Saban's old school, but I mean it's a different kid that he's coaching now than versus when like T. Rich was there. So it's like when T. Rich was there, would that have been like? There's no way that would have been a thing on a team. There's no way in hell.
The players. Right.
Yeah, the players would have not allowed that. I mean, that kid would have been he's 18, 17. He was a true freshman at Bama, right? So if he goes into I get he was a hell of a player, but if he's on like that T. Rich Bama team, how do you think that would have gone? You know what I'm saying? Question to be asked.
Yeah, he's 19 years old. He's 3 years younger than you. You would have been like, let's say you're a junior on this same team. You're 3 years older than him. He's straight out of high school. He's a baller. You've seen him play last year. And then how are you in the locker room with him?
Fuck. Personally, I don't know. That's not really. I can't say a lot of my homeboys or any of my homeboys do that shit. So that's all I gotta say. You know what I mean? If I'm on the same team as him, you kind of look at him side eye, like what the hell?
Yeah, the team. I think the players would have. There have been so many players under Saban's regime that would have been against it that I don't. That's the reason I'm leaning that he would not have done this under Nick Saban, or I believe he would have been closet doing it, and it wouldn't have been this big of a deal. Like he would have got a deal, and then you would have heard about it way later because Nick just was so far ahead of all the kids' social media. He had a social media coach that handled that shit just like I did and a lot of others greats do. They follow them all on social media. They're preemptive strikers. So if they do something on social media, they already nip it in the butt. Mm-hmm. A lot of guys don't do that no more. A lot of coaches aren't doing that no more at these programs. And these kids are out there saying shit on social media right out the gate that makes their coach and programs look bad. And then they're having to fucking backtrack and backpedal. I don't know if this would have ever came out until like 2 or 3 months after the fact. The kid would already get paid, and then Nick could have figured out a way to address it in a different manner. That's kind of where I'm at. I don't know if this would have happened under his watch, like it did at least. Let me say that. At least like it did, right. Where it's now a spectacle. Now it's a spectacle at Alabama, and now Alabama looks softer than they did.
Well, yeah, and two things you have to think about. This is kind of, even in the last 5 years, we've seen this shift to where this is like allowed. This is like, I guess is the new shit with people around my age that fucking want to do that. the other thing is he's at Bama in the South, like in the deep South. Like I live in Tennessee.
Yeah,
It's the deep South. I'm just surprised how this isn't like.
I don't see him going to a fucking oyster bar in Alabama. They got great oyster bars in Alabama, by the way. I don't see this motherfucker walking into an oyster bar or some fucking bar in Alabama and then ordering something and his fucking nails are painted, homie. I'm just telling you. I don't. Maybe you guys from Alabama have changed. I don't know.
I'm just kind of surprised that there isn't more heat from this. I mean, I get it. This is allowed, I guess, in this generation or this day and age. I mean, fuck, we've seen a shift in the last 5 years, but I mean, no ordinary for this. Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. I can't believe this. Have a bigger issue.
I agree with Josh. I don't think it would have ever got to my desk, Nick Saban's desk, or anything. Especially like you said in T. Rich's era, there's no way it would never have got to the head coach because the players would have handled it. This is just further proving that we have become so scared of losing kids in the youth Pop Warner at high school and college level, from them transferring from their youth Pop Warner team, their high school team, or their college, that we have kissed their ass so hard for them not to leave, that we've allowed them to do anything under the sun that is against our beliefs and making what the game used to be, a gridiron game played on a gridiron, gladiator sport on a gridiron. They have done everything they can to feminize it. And this is the problem. We've allowed it because we're scared of losing these great, talented kids. This kid's a talented kid. And he's been talented since Pop Warner. He's been talented since high school. So guess what? I allow you to leave and go be late to school. I allow you to miss class. I allow you to miss practice. I allow you to do what you want. And then this is what happens. And this is happening at a large scale now.
Yeah, at a large scale. And to your point, like I saw something coming out of Alabama where one of the players had put out a comment saying how Alabama and DeBoer are buckling down and saying, you can't be late to meetings or late to workouts anymore. And I was
could you? I don't understand.
That's my next point was like, why was it allowed last season? Now, that's
crazy.
That's something with Caleb DeBoer in Alabama, but just goes to show.
See, that's the problem. DeBoer lost everything when he did that because you want to come out and be different than Nick Saban, but guess what? The precedent at Alabama was set. You didn't have to be Nick Saban, but the precedent didn't need to be changed. You allowing lateness and tardy, all that shit, which would have never have happened under Nick Saban. You allowed that, you lost the bus right there. You lost the fucking train. Yeah. So that was it. That was it. Vince in the chat.
Shout out to Vincent Conrad.
Yeah, he said that he's got kids coming to his classroom in full makeup.
Yeah,
boys, and he can't say nothing. That's the problem. Instructors, teachers, I don't know how you do it, Vince. You can't say nothing anymore to these guys, to these kids. It makes you think, who the fuck is allowing them to leave the house, and who is at the house teaching them that this is okay?
Right.
That's the more important question I have. Who the fuck is at the house allowing this to be thought that it's cool and okay? That's all I want to know. And that's kind of where this thing has turned to. I don't know, man. It's fucking unbelievable. I don't believe Ryan Williams would have done this in this manner. Get your money and all that shit. We're all cool for getting your money. The way you go get your money, though, is where we may differ in opinion. So that's all I'm saying on that.
Shout out to Vincent Conrad. Saw him at the party. He's a good dude. Shout out to Vince.
No doubt.
Yeah, I don't think it's allowed either. I agree with you.
Yeah. All right, let's get back to the rundown. Back to let's get a What's Happening Now segment going, powered by BetUS. What's happening now, man, in the news? Oh, shit, man. I don't even know how to introduce this. Coach Ashley Cornwell, seen talking on a video recently, talking about offense and defensive line technique. She's currently the Bucknell Quality Control DB coach, and Cornwell began coaching at Bucknell in February of last year. and was elevated to interim tight end coach and in-game management coordinator this past summer, right before the season started. Prior to her elevation, she was the assistant offensive line coach and run game analyst. They call her a trailblazer. Cornell became the first female member of the coaching staff in Bucknell football history. Her most recent stop was as the offensive line coach at Oberlin College. And Cornwell has been an offensive line coach for the NFL International Player Pathway Program since 2023 and produced one draft pick, Travis Clayton, and 5 undrafted players, all who are currently on NFL rosters. Prior to her hire at Oberlin, Cornwell was a student assistant coach at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, where she helped on offense, defense, and special teams while assisting in recruiting over her 4-season span with the program. She had a total of 6 players drafted and another 6 signed free agent contracts. All but one are still playing in the NFL. Cornwell was a 2-time participant in the NFL Women's Forum in 2022 and 23 and was selected for Bill Walsh's fellowship with the Tennessee Titans in 2022, Tampa Bay Bucks in 2023, and the Washington Commanders last year in 2024. Cornwell was one of 25 NCAA football coaches selected for the 2024 NFL NCAA Coaching Academy. She also one of 25 football coaches selected for the 2024 Tampa Bay Buccaneers Coaching Academy. Cornwell was selected to present at the 2024 AFCA Coaching Convention, which is the American Football Coaches Association convention, on O-line pass protection techniques in 2024, and then presented at the NCMFC, whatever the fuck that is, in 2025 on run game philosophy. Cornwell was a participant in flag and tackle football growing up and began coaching in high school in the Reedsburg area, working with specialists and wide receivers. Cornwell graduated from the University of Wisconsin-Madison with a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science and International Studies with a focus on global security. She also obtained a certificate in environmental studies. I don't agree with her resume being decent. Her resume is fabricated, and her resume is created for her by the coaches who allowed her to coach on their football program, in their program, on their team. She didn't attain that resume. If you think she attained that resume, then you're just very foolish. Here's number one reason I have a problem. Number one, we do a lot of things at the AFCA coaching conventions. One of them is Black Fellowship. One of them is Christian Fellowship, Christian Coaches Association, the Black Coaches Association, which ironically I've been a part of for a long, long time, helping a lot of assistant coaches get jobs. There's 25 of these possibilities that move up and get an interim possibility, interim possibilities, and internships at the NFL level. She took one of those jobs. She took one of those possibilities. Why? The question is why? Listen, I have no issue with women doing their thug thizzle. Let's just keep it there. But when you take away from an opportunity that I know isn't justified, and you're clearly getting that possibility and opportunity because of your gender in an all-inclusive DEI world that we live in, I have a problem. When I know that a lot of young brothers and Polynesians and Hispanics and other dudes that I know grew up grinding and monitoring the dorms and recruiting and saving a kid's life at the hospital and helping the baby mama and being open 24/7, 365. And then a woman just steps in, and because of her gender, she pops up and gets a internship at the NFL level when there's only 25 of them a year, I have a problem. I have a serious fundamental issue. Has nothing to do with, again, I don't know this girl. I have no issue with this girl. But that's not her resume. A resume is when you recruit the person, you fundamentally coach them, you teach them, you train them, you mentor them, and you help them get from point A to point B. That's what coaching is. It's to get you where you could not get yourself. This is a resume that was made for her because of the allowability that she has had to be on certain programs and coach certain kids that happen to make it to the NFL. The way that they put this in her bio is just comical to me, and it's laughable. And it's actually a slap in all the coaches' faces that actually have grinded from the bottom. She came up from playing flag football. I just don't understand when it comes to women and them wanting their own space, their own professional space, and they want to be left alone, we have to give it to them. And rightfully so. We let women do them. When men have their own space and want their own space, they can't have it. And that's the issue I have. And no one else will bring it up. No one else will talk about it. I'm going to. Leave me the fuck alone. I want to go smoke a cigar in the cigar lounge. I don't want you to come follow me in there and ask me 1,000 questions as why I'm in there. I don't ask you 1,000 questions when you go get fucking $2,000 in MAC makeup. I don't. D. Jones, stop making up stories. Stop lying to yourself, homie. You sound gay. You look soft. D. Jones said the Eagles had a female coach on staff, and GJ said she's a good coach. Do you think they were going to say she's horrible and she shouldn't be out here, D. Jones? Like, shut the fuck up, homie. You sound fucking ignorant, really. You sound fucking dumb. If you're really going to think that the guy's going to come out and say, fuck, man, she shouldn't be on this field whatsoever. In this current landscape and culture, are you fucking kidding me, D. Jones? No, you're not just saying. You're making up stories, homie, just to make your ass look even more woke than you are. Stop. Woke's not a good look on you, homie. You keep it real. It's not a good look. Stop. Just because it's the popular opinion doesn't mean you have to say it, homie. D. Jones, I don't know if you realize she took away one of your homies' jobs, homie. You a brother defending brothers in the coaching profession. She took one of your homies' jobs, dog. Where you at, D. Jones? I don't understand why you're not hot about that. So did that female for the Eagles, by the way. She took one of the homies' jobs. But listen, it's not about a man versus a woman. I don't have that problem. It's not about that. I know she's not the only one taking jobs. The white man's taking y'all jobs too, D. Jones. I get it. I know. Not the ones that are like actually fucking experienced, right? See, D. Jones is part of the problem in this thing, not part of the solution. That's the problem we have. You're part of the problem. We have a lot of D. Jones out here in the world that will defend this shit without doing any research whatsoever and then not really macro forward think it. They'll only micro level it and think, oh, she's a DEI, she's a woman, she needs help, she deserves it, blah, blah, blah. She doesn't deserve it, and she hasn't earned it. She hasn't earned it, and she doesn't deserve it. Here's the issue I have. I don't know, Bailey, do you have the video or not? Let's show a little snippet of her coaching it up at the AFCA.
Responsibility with the pocket is a lot different than in tackles. So I always just try to go over the fundamentals of the feet. How do we move the feet? How do we keep the feet moving?
I'm embarrassed right now. Let me pause it. I'm embarrassed because, listen, man, why are we force feeding this shit into our space? I don't believe a real woman in this chat would look at her and want to learn football from her. I don't believe there's any real woman in this chat right here that would actually say, fuck, I want to learn fucking football from her. Like, I'm being honest. I'm not trying to be mean today. I'm being actually politically correct here is how I'm saying it. I'm just brutally honest, and nobody likes that part of it. The fact of the matter is, who's really looking at this woman? No disrespect to her as a woman, but I am going to disrespect her being in my space. Who's going to look at her and actually feel that they're going to learn something from her? Because if a woman is in a space that she's not familiar with, if Lucy just took a job in psychology, for sports psychology, and she moved up, and she's been in sociology, and she's been a social worker her whole life, and she understands sociology and social issues and sociopaths. She knows all that shit. If she walked into a sports psychologist space, which is a little different, I would say, than a social worker, but it's similar, she would actually be a fly on the wall and want to learn that space. If a woman actually wanted to learn football to kick it with her husband, if he's an alpha, let's say, she would want to learn football from a man, not a woman. Am I fair to say that? The same with me. If I wanted to learn something about makeup, I'm not going to go learn it from a gay man, even though they may be good at it. We know why. I'm going to learn it from a woman. I'm going to go and learn from a woman at Mac at Macy's, not a man. Why is it when I bring up this as a man talking about a woman in my space, I'm an asshole, I'm a narcissist, I'm a fucking shitbird? But if a woman comes out and talks about a man in her space, she's righteous, she's been vindicated, she's right, she's deserving of talking about that space, blah, blah, blah. I just want to know. Women want to be in an all-inclusive club, but yet we can't speak about them, but they can speak about us. Make it make sense. Let's keep watching.
And then you start working in the hands. But anytime I have a drill or I introduce a new drill, we always do it with no hands first, because I want them to just get used to moving your feet, understanding where your feet need to be. I always tell my guys, right, and this is common knowledge, centers and guards, you're responsible for the depth of the pocket, tackles, you're responsible for the width of the pocket. So you always want to emphasize feet day one and just what you're looking for out of the feet. And the biggest thing is you got to keep your feet moving the entire play, because, and you heard me say at the convention too, if your hands for some reason get messed up, if your feet can keep your body in between the pass rusher and the quarterback, you're doing your job. You're most likely going to get a plus. Nobody should hurt that guy. But yeah, that's some of the stuff that I focus on.
I'm embarrassed, homie. I can't really talk about this in a deep way anymore because it's a joke. It's really a joke, man. I feel embarrassed, and I feel embarrassed. Bailey, do you have the intro to the YouTube video by the man introducing her? Is there any way you could show the introduction video of by the man? Let's see. Can we? Yes, please. Let's listen to this guy.
Coaches, welcome back. Super excited to have a great guest for you tonight here. A guest that I hope gets more notoriety for all the great things that she's done after meeting and listening to her tonight. One of the great minds in college football at any level, and also one of the great minds at professional football here. She's had a great career at a variety of different stops, and we're so excited to learn from her tonight. Coach Ashley Cornwell. Coach, welcome.
I got to be honest. Did you hear this guy's introduction? This is the problem. This guy that introduced this broad is the problem. I don't know if you guys heard what he said. He said one of the great minds in college football, one of the great minds in all of football, and even the professional level. That's what he said. This is the problem, dog. This is why we have this, because this woke, joke, simpleton-ass man of a coach has allowed this to infiltrate his roster and team, and now he's out here promoting clinics where females are coaching. Not running backs, not DBs, not safeties, not wide receivers. Let's just say, for instance, I had a gun to my head and I had to let the woman coach a position. What position would I allow them to coach? It would be DBs, wide receivers, running backs. Something a bit more, let's say, soft. A little more catered. We're going to cater to a woman's strong suit. But fucking O-line, where I have to maul my opponent and choke fuck him on a daily basis, every single snap. That is where we put her. And then say she's one of the great minds in college fucking football. Let us pray. Dear baby Jesus, I come to you today asking for forgiveness for my primitive nature, as I just simply can't grasp my brain around the soft pussification of America, as we have created a space in football that used to be for gladiators on a gridiron that used to make boys into men. Now we have created a culture, Lord, played on a rainbow-riddled field with players painting their nails. Please, Lord, make it make sense so I can rest easy at night and not absolutely off my motherfucking self, knowing that this is where our boys in America are headed. In your name, Jesus' name, we pray. Amen. Let's take a commercial break, man. I got to reset my brain after this, and we'll be back in about 4 minutes. Peace. Ryan, all right, good friend, actually, great dude. Many of you may not know Rob Ryan is a fraternal twin of Rex Ryan. Same exact voice. Obviously, they're not identical twins, but they are fraternal twins. Him and his, and I know the Ryan's whole family because I studied their family. When coaches are good coaches and you actually want to be good, you study good coaches and good people. The Ryan family, man, are unbelievable. If I'm not mistaken, okay, I could be wrong, but the mother and the father had moved, I believe, from Ardmore, Oklahoma to Toronto, Canada. Then they got a divorce. And Rob and Rex, if I remember correctly, because I read their book, I think if I'm right, they got a divorce and then they moved back out to the States with the Pops. Mom stayed in Toronto. Pops moved back. The two boys wanted to be with Pops, came back to the States. And Rob Ryan's whole career is, in a nutshell, very interesting, all right? Let's take a listen to what he did. Well, let me give you some more context, because I want you to know a lot of people in my DMs are like, JB, Rob Ryan's never coached college. This is going to be crazy. Did you hear what he said? Like, spring ball game and blah, 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 blah. Let me be clear on his resume, okay? He's a JUCO cat, all right? Richardson Community College in Kansas. He coached there. He was a D coordinator there. I want to say 97 or something like that. Okay? I knew coaches on the staff. He started as a grad assistant at Western Kentucky 10 years prior in 87. Then he was at Ohio State. And then he went to Tennessee State. And he coached running backs. And by the way, he coached Aeneas Williams, one of the best corners in football's history at the Arizona Cardinals, and made him an all-pro first ballot, probably Hall of Famer, right? Rob coached them. So Rob has coached college. But let's take a listen to this right here.
Where we finish this year. Watch where we finish this year. This guy is special. He's special. He knows how to get it done. He's a great communicator, great teacher. He's fun to be around. He makes everybody better, including the coaches. And, we'll see. I'm looking forward for the, spring ball or whatever. I can't wait. We're going to go against the best. Oh, good. Bring it on. Let's see. I can't wait to see that little JUCO kid from Hutch. Bam! We're going to get after his little butt. But anyway, it'll be great. We're excited. And I saw the Mayava guy. I coached his uncle. I hated that kid when I first saw him. A USC kid, a little captain. Remember, he could walk under this table right here. Little guy. And we draft this little runt. Like,
motherfucker walking off the stage and shit.
This guy, I was all over this kid during the OTAs. Like, man, this guy, man, you got to run to cover a guy. Anyway, so then I'm like, hey, guys, Sweet Live is going on vacation with the family, going out to Hawaii, going to Maui. I've never been to Maui. I run things in Oahu, but I'm going to go to Maui. He's like, hey, Rob, you get in any kind of trouble now, you just tell him you know Kalooks. I'm like, man, yeah, I'm going to tell him I know Kalooks.
Motherfuckers walking off the fucking
Got me and the wife.
This motherfucker don't know the mic don't travel.
Go out there, no rent-a-car. What do you mean? You never called for the rent-a-car? I told you she's Greek. I'm like, yeah, they must have lost it. So, of course, I forgot to call. Now they're out of cars. I'm in Maui. I got no car. So what do? I know Kalooks. I got a car. Oh, you know Kalooks? Swear to God, hand to God, true story. I got a van. I'm like, yeah, Kalooks. Oh, man. Anyway, I ended up loving the kid. He was, oh, man, is he mean as a rattlesnake. And there was a reason why that kid was captain with all those first-round draft choices. I love that guy. Ended up, looks can be deceiving.
Looks can be deceiving. Don't mind the long hair and all the shit. Rob will get after it. Here's my... We are back in the building. It is a Work Boot Wednesday. KCBD. Haters and losers have had their moment, but will never be able to take away the insane run Kansas City is on. I feel bad for whoever has to play Mahomes in the Super Bowl next year. No, you don't. Nobody fears Patrick Mahomes, KCBD. Name me one fucking Super Bowl that Patrick Mahomes is responsible for winning. Where did Patrick Mahomes carry their team on the back and let's go get this win? Who the fuck world do you live in, homie? What world do you live in where you actually think this motherfucker is so elite and special that we've never seen him before? What world? I'm curious. He's on a path to be LeBron James. He'll lose more than he wins at the end of the day. Or he'll never go back. And he'll fucking continue to make excuses as to why. You guys will continue to defend him and make excuses as to why. So he was perfect at throwing screen balls, huh, KCBD? You Queendom fan base is so delusional, homie, that you literally are so ignorant that you really think that throwing dink and dunk passes is playing quarterback. Like, you really fucking sit here and tell people at the bar, I bet, how great he is. And all you dick riders are sitting around jacking each other off, agreeing. When not one of you would listen to me in a fucking saloon, barbershop, nothing, a bar. You fucks would never get out because you would be feeling so stupid when you left me and having a conversation about your fucking shovel passing, screen throwing, dink and dunking, overrated, overhyped, weirdo fuck quarterback. Get over yourselves, homie. He's not that fucking good, and you're just seeing it. And now you're going to hit a wall. And it's going to hit you in the face. Reality's about to hit you in the fucking mouth. And you're going to say, fuck. His Super Bowl performances have been fucking horrific. I've never known a GOAT conversationalist quarterback to get blown out multiple times in Super Bowls. If you're the GOAT and in the conversation, you lose Super Bowls at the buzzer. You guys got a guy goes 80 yards, wins the game. You're Joe Montana who has to drive down, throw the tight end, Dwight Clark in the back of the end zone to win a Super Bowl. Troy Aikman, who goes 3-0 versus fucking 3 legitimate-ass defenses. Those are guys that I put in the conversation. Not guys that get absolutely fucking mud-stomped 2 out of 4 Super Bowls. And in the other 2 Super Bowls was basically a no-show. 181 yards, needed a punt return, a PI, and a fucking running game, and a great defense led by one of the greatest D coordinators ever to win the Super Bowl. When has Patrick Mahomes done something for his team to win a ring? See, KCBD can't answer these questions. All he can say is the obvious. He'll tell you his percentages. He'll tell you his win-loss record during the regular season in the worst conference in the AFC history. He'll tell you about the dynamic defense that he has. Oh, no, he won't. He won't mention that. He'll talk about the lack of wideouts that he has. Oh, no, he won't. He won't, because he'll say that we don't have enough help and we don't get enough guys. Well, guess what? He's never made one guy better. He's never made one guy better. Not one. But he's the best. He's the GOAT. He's the conversation. He ain't fucking top 10. Shut the fuck up. I'm so fucking tired of this weirdo fuck. His whole family. I wish his dad would have got his ass beat the other night by fucking John Rocker, his former teammate, who they've known each other for 30 years. John Rocker was about to beat his fucking ass. I texted John Rocker last night and said, I wish you would have beat his motherfucking drunk fucking nobody ass. See, the problem is you motherfuckers will defend this shitbird ass father. And it's funny as shit. John Rocker should have beat his motherfucking ass. Shitbird ass fucking. This motherfucker. That's why I do give credit to Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes gets more credit from me for other shit like this than he does on the football field. Just telling you, it was not staged at all. Those two do not like each other. Go do some history. Go do a history. Go do some checking. See, you guys, you're delusional, KCBD. You're absolutely delusional. You said you don't defend the family, which is cool. It's admirable. I get it. Because if you did defend the family, then you would be a total fucking just fanboy that's just blind. Gee Wizzy, shut the fuck up. You're so fucking woke, it's a joke. He would have beat his ass because he's a brother and Rocker's a white boy, right? This motherfucker is off of 7 DUIs at 114 pounds. Rocker boxes, works out, and does Muay Thai every day. I'm pretty sure Rocker would have just got him in a headlock and it would have been a wrap. But KCBD goes on and defends Brittany Mahomes and says she has respect because she's using her platform for something. KCBD, this is where you're so fucking delusional, homie. This ain't fucking Brittany's platform, homie. It's Patrick Mahomes' platform, and it is lended to her as long as they're married. Why are you so fucking delusional? Are you that stuck up on this fucking fan base that you really think Brittany Mahomes is fucking got a platform? I mean, you're fucking delusional. You really think she has a platform? Fuck me, man. It's unbelievable. Yeah, she would be on Sports Illustrated without Patrick Mahomes as her husband, right? Yeah, because she's fucking drop dead fucking gorgeous. She's fucking gorgeous. I mean, I don't know who's worse, Taylor Swift or Brittany Mahomes. I don't know who's real. I don't know who's worse. They're both milk and magnesia. They got no ass, no titties, no body. They look like fucking Hawk Tua mixed with fucking Bobby, the other fucking nobody bitch that's just been missing. It's unbelievable. Bobby Hallnuss or whatever the bitch name is, just interviewed Drake, fucked him, leaves her husband with 2 kids, and now fucks with all kind of football players and shit. Bobby Altoff, yeah. Those 2 bitches look like a combination of Bobby Altoff mixed with Hawk Tua, who are both horrific looking, by the way. And you motherfuckers now say they have platforms. Fuck me, man. It's unbelievable. Absolutely fucking unbelievable. Holy shit. She's actually doing something. No, she's not, KCBD. She's not doing anything. She has a $500 million quarterback of the fucking 3-time Super Bowl champ Kansas City Chiefs. She hasn't done shit. Shut the fuck up. I'm over your defense of this fucking fan base. I'm over your defense of delusional takes about your fucking hero, Patrick Mahomes, and everything he touches, which you think turns to gold. No, it doesn't. It actually turns to milk of magnesia. His dad's a shitbird, his brother's gay, and his wife's fucking horrible. But you will defend all that shit and act as if his brother's a saint, his dad's father of the year, and this bitch is fucking supermodel. I'm so fucking over it, homie. You should not be a member no more because I'm going to cook you every single day you come in here with some fucking Queendom fan base talk. Because you're fucking delusional. Your run is over. You're never going to win another Super Bowl. You've been a beneficiary of the worst fucking league in football history since Tom Brady's AFC East run. And now the league is getting better, you're getting worse, and your quarterback's getting exposed. So guess what? Get over it, move on, and go find another fan base. He's not going to be a billionaire all dealing with that. KCPD? Stop. I like you interrupting the show because I'm going to cook your ass all fucking day long every time you bring it up. Shit. D. Jones, shut up. Don't even bring up. I didn't even read your comment and I know you're going woke. Let's dive into some new topics, man, because we just talked about the broad coaching O-line. Holy fuck. We're not going to talk about that. Noel Mazzoni's going to join us hopefully here in a few, and we'll break down some things that are going on in the NFL. We're going to ask him about Patrick Mahomes' performance and where he rates him all time after that performance. And then we're going to talk to him about Jalen Hurts. But let's talk about Aaron Rodgers going on Pat McAfee yesterday. Take a listen what he had to say.
Hold on, this is a story from Sports Illustrated, and the Jets reportedly told Aaron Rodgers that he could no longer appear on the Pat McAfee show if he wanted to return to the Jets.
So,
Coach, what are your thoughts on that?
Is this the reason why he left and he told the Jets to get fucked? Is that what the rumors are? Is that what the indication is? Because we already know that he is he's going to do it his way. So my question to you guys, is this a way that he's basically said, fuck you. You're not going to tell me where I can and can't go. I go to fucking Gaza Strip, motherfucker, during the season. I go to fucking ayahuasca retreats during OTAs. I go see the pyramids, motherfucker, and miss camp. And now you're going to tell him not to go on McAfee, who pays him millions of dollars? Shut the fuck up. Now all of a sudden we want to play hardball. Where was hardball at this whole other time? New York Jets, Woody, the owner. Aren't you the owner? So now it takes Aaron Glenn to come in and be the bad guy. That's what it's going to be, right? And then he'll get 2 years because they won't be very good. And then the blame will come back 2 years prior and say, you should have let him on McAfee. I can already see it playing out. I can already tell you this is what's going to happen. This is a horrible fucking organization ran by a horrible leader with a dysfunctional fucking organizational grasp. Their fucking entire management system is horrific. It's been that way since Joe Namath walked off with a mink coat fucking a porn star. They haven't been shit since. And this is an organization that we continue to blame coaches, players, everybody else involved other than the owner and the top brass. This is a top brass scenario. And when the New England Patriots won all those Super Bowls, it was because of Bob Kraft and Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. And when they lose, it's because of who? Kraft got rid of Belichick. They got rid of Brady. Brady went to Tampa. Do you see my point? It all starts here. He went and got a massage from a Thai broad, and then it went downhill. All you guys will bring up all the excuses from the top. You don't want to talk about the fact that Aaron Rodgers, one of the best ball spinners of all time, hasn't really been the winner. He's lost to teams that he should have beat according to their roster and how good the Packers were, and only got one. You don't talk about he lacks that it factor, and although he has all these MVPs, the one ring, and great ball spinner, maybe one of the best top 2 or 3 of all time, he still lacks the it factor. Noel will be on in about 10 minutes, Bailey. So we'll save some stuff for him. The girls say he's cute. So Kelly says Aaron Rodgers is cute. Women, you agree to that? You guys agree to that? Kelly likes white boys. Kelly, you like white boys. Lucy says cute. But Lucy likes all the skinny face white boys Lucy likes. Klingberry, Aaron Rodgers, fucking Mike McDaniel's weird ass. Yeah. You guys like some interesting cats. I get it. I gotta ask you ladies real quick while we wait for Noel. If you saw Aaron Rodgers walking down the street and he was an absolute nobody, not worth $200 million, and the quarterback for the New York Jets, would you really look at him as he's cute? I just want to ask an honest question. That's all. I'm just asking, dog. I'm just asking. Shit. Cam Newton, man, is been hot in the media. And him and Steve Smith, my guys, both my guys right here, kind of going at it. Steve Smith does not like Cam's approach lately. Shaun King has reached out to me and said he doesn't like it. Cam said, I went into a locker room of losers when I took that Carolina Panthers quarterback room over. And guys didn't know how to win. Guys didn't know how to prepare. It was a culture shock for me coming from Auburn, Blinn, Florida. The games didn't mean a lot to a lot of the people in the league, like you would expect it. It's just money. Take a look. Take a listen.
Was the first pick, I went into a locker room of losers.
How did you handle the pressure of being the top pick?
Let's put it in perspective. You're the top pick because what?
Where you play?
No. You're looking at it from a personal situation. I'm talking about from the professional situation. You're the top pick because that was the worst team in the NFL the year before. For me, I wanted to be the number one pick. You could potentially be the first pick, but bro, you have no way of impacting the game like a quarterback does. You can lock down the number one receiver. You can make impact plays on offense all you want, but it's still not like a quarterback. My issue is when I was the first pick, I went into a locker room of losers. Guys didn't know how to win. Guys didn't know how to prepare. It was a culture shock for me. The games don't mean a lot to a lot of people in the league like you would expect. It's just money. Not everybody has capabilities to be impact players. They're just players.
I mean, I don't know what you think, but you're on the realest show on planet Earth. I don't know what you guys think, but is he wrong? He's not wrong, number one. He's not wrong. They were shitty organization. They're shitty again. They were shitty before he was there. They're shitty after he left. So I don't believe he's wrong. I think that the truth hurts people's feelings, and you have to sugarcoat so much now when you have a platform and a voice, such as Cam Newton or Steve Smith being on TV or any of these other guys. You have to say it in such a massaging way to not hurt anyone's feelings. Instead, they'd rather have him come out and say, you know what, this organization hadn't really been good. I get there. I had to try to tweak some things to get some guys. Come on, guys. Let's go. Let's play hard. That's what they want to hear. They want to hear that. Even though it's still the truth in the softest possible finger painting way. That's what they need to hear, though. Because we're soft now, homie. We are fucking soft now, and we can't handle the truth. I don't understand. The team was bad. Steve took it personal because Steve was there during that shitty-ass era. And Steve, and I know Steve's not soft. Steve is from the mud. As soon as he got to Utah, he went after the Van Dyke brothers or whatever and beat their ass. Steve's a fool. He's got a Napoleon complex. He wants to fight you. That is who Steve is. So Steve is not soft, but he is taking this personal. And Cam is being, I think, right, in my opinion. I think Cam is right. The team was shitty. That's just the fact of the matter. And Cam, as a quarterback, saw it and knows it and said what he saw. I mean, it's really that simple to me. But I think it's not even what Cam said. It's what Cam has been saying. He is one of the people that is out here right now trending every day because of his takes. And he's got women on his show and talking shit about other guys. And he's on Stephen A with him. And he has a platform right now. He's talking shit about RG3 and he broke the play down wrong. And he just going at motherfuckers. So I think it's a combination of all that shit is what people are mad about. It's not just the one thing he said. It's about everything, and his name and face is out there right now. Play the game, homie. Play the game. You can get those T-shirts right now on CoachJBStore.com. Cam Newton and myself T-shirt. Steve Smith should be a Hall of Famer, A. So should Torrey Holt, B. So should Darren Woodson, C. I don't know why he's not. And Sterling Sharp should have been in already. I don't know why it took that long for him to be put in. I'm not a Shannon Sharp guy, never have been. I thought he's always been a little sugary, to say the least. But love the story that he got to break the news to his brother. That's still your brother, your blood, your kinfolk. You got to break the news to him and say that you're about to go to the Hall of Fame. That was a great story. If you have any heart or semblance of a heart at all, that's a great story. At least his brother got to introduce him to the Hall of Fame. So surprising, and surprised him in doing so. So shout out to that. I want to dive into some things that I'm going to talk to Noel Mazzoni about, but I don't know, Bailey, did you get those in or not? I wanted to do a little game with you before Noel jumps in and talk to you about a few guys that will be on the trading block. And I think we're going to do that. We're going to pick a few guys later on in the show, and we're going to talk about where they should go, such as Deebo Samuel, Sam Darnold, Aaron Rodgers. Where these guys end up going, the best possible fit for them, and where you guys as fans for your respective organizations see those players going. If I ask you where Deebo Samuel's going, what's your first thought? He wants out, we'll see. Myles Garrett. There's all these guys out there that want out, want to go somewhere else. We're going to see. We're going to play that game a little bit later on in the show. Maybe with Coach Fred and Coach Noel Mazzoni a little bit later. So we'll see. I want to ask you guys something, though. Alex Rodriguez, apparently, and Mark Lore will be the next majority owner group of the Minnesota Timberwolves. And they've approved it. The NBA Board of Governors have now approved it. I guess if you have money, you can get into any space. I mean, obviously, we know that. But I just want to know, this is why the NBA has become a woke joke. We'd rather have a face, a figurehead, and someone with money over somebody that has experience in the space, in the profession, that knows how to win games and understand how to get them from point A to point B. We hire a baseball guy who played only as a majority owner of a basketball organization at the professional level. Make it make sense. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. That's all I want to know. I want to know why this makes sense. Because he's a figurehead. He's a known name. He's a face. That's all I want to know. I just want to know why this makes sense over other people that bidded on it. We got basketball guys in baseball spaces, Magic Johnson. We got basketball guys in Magic Johnson now in football spaces, Washington Commanders. We got basketball guys now in soccer spaces, and the LAFD here in LA, Magic Johnson also has a majority stock ownership in. just a basketball legend who has become a multifaceted entrepreneur, who's a billionaire in Magic Johnson, who owns all this shit, but can't raise a man and raise a boy to be a man in his own household. Make it fucking make sense, man. Make it make sense. Maybe priorities weren't all that important in the household of Magic Johnson. Maybe he just wanted that bag, be a billionaire, and whatever his son wished to do with his fine ass, that's what he chose to do. Oh, fuck. If Magic's fucking daughter, son, whatever, walking down the street and approached your ass, D. Jones, what would you do? You guys got to have some sense of humor. You got to go watch fucking Jamie Foxx, man. You got to go watch fucking Jamie Foxx. I Need Security. God, you guys are sad. No sense of humor. Let's bring our main man in, man. College football coach extraordinaire, NFL coach. Our knower of all things when it comes to X's and O's and Jimmy's and Joe's, our main man, Coach Mazzoni. Bring him in. America. What up, Noah? You back? You good?
I'm good, man. All good out here in the world of Scottsdale.
I know, man. I'm trying to get there. Trust me.
This is how we're living this is how we're living our life.
4 verts.
We're just gonna go 4 verts all year. All year.
All go. All
goes all year. Yeah.
I love it. I got to ask you right out the gate. The Super Bowl came and is gone. The three-peat is gone, obviously. Did Patrick Mahomes have to win that three-peat to be put into the Mount Rushmore conversation? And do you think are they cooked in Kansas City?
It might have speeded it up a little bit, but I think he's going to go into the Mount Rushmore without a doubt. Regardless of three-peating or not.
I'm not as high on him as you are. I just watch the game. I'm like, man, we're gonna get the game, and I'm gonna do cut up, and I'm gonna break down all these throws that I just think are like layups.
You know what? You probably this game really reminds me. You probably would have said the same thing after the Giants beat Brady and the Patriots in the Super Bowl, and that's exactly what Mahomes looked like. Brady, that looked the same with a 4-man rush. And it's tough when they're putting that kind of pressure on you with even the elite quarterbacks, 4-man rush. You give him a little time, he's going to kill you, right?
But Brady was throwing balls like into the teeth of the coverage, even though they lost. He lost a game throwing for 500 yards. I didn't see that the other day. Like, I think that mediocrity seeped in so wide amongst the league that I think we see a guy win 2 in a row and we think automatically he's that good. But I've watched these Super Bowls and I've been watching them over the weekend more, his Super Bowls in particular, and he's not been good in any of them. Like, he's been saved by a lot of shit. Even when Brady lost, he threw for 500. He was still the best player on the football field. I don't know if you could say that about Patrick Mahomes, in my opinion.
So, well, I mean, come on. I mean, Brady's Brady. Keep throwing that name up there, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Take him out of the equation and look at everybody else.
Do you put Mahomes though like ahead of Peyton, Aikman, Montana, Elway? Like, even at least let's just compare guys that have 2 or 3 rings. Aikman's got 3, same as Mahomes. He went 3-0 though. Mahomes already lost 2. Montana 4-0, never threw a pick in a Super Bowl. Elway struggled early, got the last 2.
That's not a good question. That's not a fair question to a guy my age, because I grew up on Montana, Elway, right? I mean Joe Montana. But how about this? How about a guy that went this is how important it is to win the Super Bowl, though, right? How about a guy that went to 4 Super Bowls? Never won. Jim Kelly. about the teams he had back then, right?
I know. The defense he had was top tier.
Top tier, great offense. I mean, and they never won one. And like nobody ever brings his name up, huh?
And Aikman diced that defense with, I think, they got 6 Hall of Famers. Bruce Smith, Darryl Talley. You got Thurman Thomas on the other side with Jim Kelly, Andre Reed. Jim Burke.
The running back.
Thurman Thomas.
Yeah.
They had a loaded roster, and Aikman had one of the greatest Super Bowls in my time that I witnessed personally. Against that defense, Aikman looked better than I've ever seen a quarterback look in a Super Bowl to this day. But nobody talks about that. They just bypass him he was on the team with Emmitt Smith and the O-line. He fucking would not miss a pass for weeks. Like, he was so accurate, and I think he's very underrated.
Right.
But that's
not many people know that story, that he would go through a whole week of practice with a ball
Nobody
not
knows.
hitting the ground.
My agent, Noel, John Baker was the kicker on that team who kicked a 53-yard field goal on Monday night to beat the Giants. He was later my Arena League kicker and my roommate in the Arena League, and he's an agent now. Shout out to Pro Star Sports. But he was telling me, he's like, dude, they'd go fucking 2 weeks and the ball never hit the ground because he would just sit over there and watch. He's just like, dude, the ball never hit the ground. And the story goes is Michael Irvin, anytime you got even remotely close to talking shit about Aikman, he was in there in your face. Like, you better not talk about my quarterback. Like, he knew where his bread and butter was. So, and that was 20.
He doesn't get the love. He doesn't get the love he should get.
I don't think people realize from a coaching perspective, and they all talk this shit. We're in this run and gun era where we're RPO, flash fake everything, 10 personnel, get it out, RPO off a slant read, off a backer commitment, all these different things, these run game solutions now that we call them. I got to ask you, Aikman did it in 21 personnel with 7 and 8 man boxes where everything looks cloudy as a quarterback from under center, and you got to reverse back out, get your feet set, read the coverage, and take a chin shot with only 3 possibilities in route concepts. I don't think people realize how hard that was to do when you had a tight end, Alvin Harper, and Michael Irvin. Obviously great players, but I'm just saying people don't realize how hard it is to throw into the teeth of the coverage with 3 guys. And now we're seeing guys can't hit a dig route, coach, like on time. Like,
oh my God!
I'm not
how many
mad at the games of all.
It was a given with Aikman hitting Michael Irvin on the bang 8 into the boundary, right off a play, off of faking to Emmitt Smith.
Yeah, but we got guys out here that say cover 2 is too much and we need to move the safeties up. But anyway, that's a whole nother discussion. Noah, what's your overall thoughts of this Super Bowl? You saw this game.
I thought the rush. I thought the 4-man rush was unbelievable. I don't know if that was a Kansas City deficiency, which I didn't really think about or you didn't anticipate, right? And so now, I mean, it was like they tried to run the ball, I think, 1 time. The first 4 possessions, so it was pretty much by this 3rd possession, Patrick was hitting his back foot, and he was looking for places to run, not places to throw. You know,
and we've all seen these quarterbacks like the Brady's, Montanas, Aikmans, and all these guys take chin shots as they deliver footballs. I just didn't see it from Mahomes. I thought he wanted to escape the pocket. I thought he wanted out of there when he had opportunity.
Yeah,
he got a little skittish, man. I just don't know if I could ever put that guy. Yeah, like I just saw things that I'm like, he saw ghosts too early. Like, and he's missing Kelsey wide open on just stick routes. Like when your pocket was clean.
Kelsey was nowhere to be found. I don't know. It was like they were just out of. Like they got dominated. Put it flatly, they got dominated in every phase. And I thought what I really thought was interesting that I thought was cool was that I think Kansas City goes in and they said, okay, Hurts has got to beat us. We get beat. Hurts is going to be the guy that has to beat us. Saquon's not going to beat us. So we're going to stop the run. And I think he had 25, 26 carries for 50 yards or something like numbers like that. But which is hard to do, as you know, JB, as a play caller. To give it to a guy 25 times in a game, 26 times, and he's only getting you 2.6 a carry, as a play caller, you go, screw that. I ain't giving him but they kept giving him the ball, which, as we know too, is Hurts loves it when he's a vertical thrower. He's a vertical thrower on the fades. What?
Attrition.
Yes.
They just kept matriculating the football. Like, that's one thing we wouldn't have a problem with. We're going to matriculate it down the football field if you're going to give us that opportunity. I said it all week long. We talked about it last week. Jalen Hurts needed to be the MVP for them to win the game. I thought I said that that did happen. He did get it done. I thought he made plays when he had to, like the back shoulder, the fade ball with AJ, the Devontae Smith bang 8 that was a touchdown. Those throws are some that he probably would have missed earlier in the year. He showed up, and to be honest, he's had 2 Super Bowls where he's outperformed Patrick Mahomes, and this is the guy that everyone's putting on this Mount Rushmore conversation. And I'm like, well, Jalen Hurts is not on the Mount Rushmore yet, and he's outperformed Patrick Mahomes twice. So, like, when are we going to start talking about the Eagles and this new age dynasty?
Yeah, and that's interesting. I never thought about that. You talk about Sirianni, you talk about the running back, but like he kind of gets lost in the whole conversation. And
6 OCs, no 6. Yeah. He's gone through 6 OCs,
and he's been what, 2 out of the last 3 years been to the Super Bowl. Now he's won 1. I mean, he got a seat at the table in my book.
I'm just saying, now I want to ask you, going forward, he's going to have his 6th offensive coordinator with Philly, and this is a team that's still probably top to bottom.
They're looking for an offensive wait, hold on. Sorry, it's the Eagles. They want to talk to me.
You should. Fuck, I would love it. I would love it. I don't know why you're not. But it's crazy that he's going to go through another OC, and we continue as a fan base in Philly, who's batshit crazy as it is, as you know. They're going to demand and expect them to be in another Super Bowl. They don't care how the sausage is made, no. They just want to taste it. So that's just how this thing works. It's a results-oriented business we all live in football. It's results-oriented. They don't give a shit. It's all about what have you done for me lately. They're going to burn down Philadelphia regardless, win or lose, which they did. They win, and guess what? Boom, they burn down Philly. If they lose, they're going to burn down Philly. So
if they tie,
I don't know.
If they tie,
like I don't know where this delusional fan base. They're as delusional as the Kansas City Queendom fan base, in my opinion.
So this brought up something that I think is our society right now, right? Sports is a microcosm of our society. We're a what have you done for me lately society right now. We're a just add water society, right?
Social media.
Yes, all because of the phone, right? So I just drafted you. You're the quarterback, let's say, and I just drafted you to a really good NFL football team. In your first year, you go 0-11. Your second year, as a quarterback, you go 7-8. Your third year, you go 7-5. What's happened to you? Are you even around anymore?
No, not as a coach.
No, as a player, as a quarterback.
Oh, no, not now. You're gone for a Chico stick and a string cheese, by the way. Look at Justin Fields, Ritter, all these guys that got drafted just 2 years ago. Pickett. All these guys are gone.
Yeah, well, that was Troy Aikman's first 3 years in the league's record.
I knew you were talking about him because I was about to say he probably saved Jimmy Johnson after that, right? Because he goes right into the league and goes what? You said as a rookie year he went 0-11?
0-11, 7-8, 7. And I think Peyton did the same thing at the Colts. It was like 1-13 or something. So, but nowadays you don't allow guys to develop and do all that, right?
No.
And you know what else is like that is coaches. Because now you can be 28 years old and be an NFL offensive coordinator. Who would have ever thought? Who would have? If you'd have told me that 20 years ago, I'd say you were like.
He'd be getting your coffee. He'd be getting your coffee. He'd be getting your coffee at 28.
Yeah. If no, he wouldn't even be in the. He wouldn't even be in the room.
Yeah, he wouldn't even be in the building. Yeah, I agree. Speaking of Jalen Hurts and his Eagles, they lose offensive coordinator Kellen Moore, goes to the New Orleans Saints as the new head coach. We have already been talking about this for a couple weeks. We already knew it. You and I talked to people that know he was already taking the job. We didn't know if the Eagles were going to lose. Is this going to be another coordinator blame? He was 1 foot in, 1 foot out like they were 2 years ago when Gannon took the Arizona Cardinal job. Sirianni called him out for it by not being prepared against Andy Reid in that Super Bowl. This year, we thought Spagnuolo with 2 weeks off was going to just light Kellen Moore up, especially if he had 1 foot in, 1 foot out. X's and O's, coach, Jimmy's and Joe's prevailed, and the X's and O's lost.
He did a nice job.
Yeah. Where are you at with this hire? And then go back to Jalen Hurts, and who are they going to hire, and what's going to happen? So, you like this for New Orleans?
They probably got, they got Nussmeier on that staff, who's been around the block, is probably a pretty good candidate. They roll through coordinators. There. There's something in that building that's bigger than the coordinators, right? There's a culture. There's a head guy. There's the players. There's a Jalen Hurts that. Okay, hey, we got the car. We don't need a new car. You just come throw a little gas in it, right? That'd be my guess. So, like, who do they go to? I don't know. Like, they pull up Big Fangio. They pull Kellen Moore. He came from the Chargers last year. They got him from the Cowboys.
Yeah, Dallas and then Chargers.
And and that's because they were let go at the Chargers, right?
Yeah, Staley. What?
Man, I tell you what. All you got to do is get in the NFL, and you'll always have a job.
You're in the circle. You're in the circle, and you're in there.
Just stir the pot, right?
No matter what, nepotism, all these other different opportunities that they get, we know about. Let me ask you, this guy, are you happy with seeing him kind of try to see if he can redevelop? I guess is the word, Derek Carr.
Yeah, I think so. I like Kellen. I coached against Kellen when he was at Boise State, and he ripped us up in a bowl game one day. So, and everybody, good guy. Everybody says good football coach, all those type of things. It's a great opportunity for him, and he's paid his dues. He's worked his way up to get this. Carr. It always comes down to finding the quarterback. So who's he looking at? What are they? They got to start bringing somebody younger in there at some point.
Yeah, no doubt. It's funny though, because you just talked about you're in the NFL. You'll just continue around on the circle, on this merry-go-round that we call the NFL coaching circuit. He is hired as his DC, Brandon Staley, who hired him as his OC in San Diego or in LA. So it's funny. That's just who it is. So Staley will be the DC in New Orleans. Kellen will call the plays as the head coach. They'll title an OC. As you know, they'll title somebody, and then we'll see how it goes. I don't know, but I think Derek Carr, sometimes a little deer in headlights gets a little deers in headlights, and then I think it goes away. I think Gruden said that
and this
as well.
Kind of fits the Saints' MO, right? Sean Payton-ish, head coach, offensive coordinator, call your own plays, have the big card on the sideline, really hands-on, Sean Payton, McVay type guy.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I wanted to ask you something. There's a few things going on out here in the coaching world, obviously, and in the football world. The Jets, where you used to be, hired a new coach, and they basically moved on from Aaron Rodgers. I got to get your take on what you think this was. Is this like a boss move saying I'm the alpha here? I'm going to start over and put it on me as the head coach, which I respect. I want a clean slate probably if I'm taking over a bad place that's been bad for a very long time. Can't get over the hump. You fired coaches. It seems like you haven't won since Namath walked off with the mink coat. in the 70s. Where you are in the 60s? Where are you at with Aaron Rodgers being told he's going to move on? And apparently the rumor is that he was told that because they told him they didn't want him on Pat McAfee's show anymore. And knowing Aaron, he is not going to go with somebody telling him what to do. So
no.
At 40 years old, first of all, Noel, do you think he can still do it? I know we can spin it. We know that. But can he still do it at that level? And then B, where do you see him ending up?
Maybe the Saints. Right? So this is very like kind of same song that 2008 I was at the Jets and we take Brett Favre from the Packers. We come in. We were 8-3 at one point, end up not making the playoffs. We lost like 4 of the last 5 or whatever. And then interesting fact is in that year, 2008, the guys on the staff that I worked with was the D-line coach was Dan Quinn. The quarterback coach was Brian Daboll. And the offensive coordinator was Brian Schottenheimer. How about that?
Damn.
Yeah. Three NFL head coaches on there. Eric Mangini. But he stayed for 1 year. They fired us. He bounced and went to the Vikings, or what Brett did, and kind of had that last where he threw for a bunch of yards. Had one really last good year at the Vikings.
Yeah.
And then kind of rode off in the sunset. So it's almost like the same thing playing itself out here. He's looking for that one last, the what they call it, the retirement tour.
Hoorah!
Yeah.
If,
where he could have one.
Darnold,
I think he can still do it. Absolutely. Absolutely.
If Sam Darnold don't get moved, if Sam Darnold gets moved, can he follow the same footsteps and end up in Minnesota?
Maybe. I don't know.
I like the Colts. He'll be on McAfee's show every week. McAfee pays him good money. I think he can be right there indoors for a 40-year-old, play indoors, no weather. Great defense already. They got a good O-line, a great run game, and they got some young, good wide receivers. They go get, I don't know if they bring Devontae Adams with them. They bring another couple veteran guys. I think the Colts are a great fit for him. I'm hearing those rumors that could be true. Where are you at on him coming back to the West Coast, though? Either Vegas with the Raiders and Pete Carroll, or my suggestion would be going back home to the Bay and finishing out one last year with San Francisco. You couldn't beat them, so you might as well join them. But Weddle and everybody thinks that the Niners are going to sign Purdy to a big deal. I think it's a mistake to sign Purdy to a big deal. I think that'll be the implosion of that roster that is aging in front of our very eyes. I think Aaron Rodgers could be a one-year plug there. But do you see him on the West Coast at all? Raiders?
Oh, my God. I would love to see him with Chip and Pete Carroll in Vegas. I would drive up to watch and see Chip and go to practice and watch those guys.
That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting to see for 1 year.
It would be like two of the most interesting guys you could ever sit in a room with. Because Chip's the same way. Very, very, very deep thinker. I mean, kind of just interesting guys.
What about, like, I'm curious because I want to see how this thing unfolds. Like, Pete Carroll's no way going to draft a guy at 73 years old and try to develop a quarterback in this league that he knows all too well. He's not going to go get a Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward, or somebody like that. He's going to go get a wily veteran, right?
I would think so. I would think.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Russell Wilson.
You're taking Pete Carroll for one reason, right? To build the culture now. Now. You're not saying, okay, 3 years from now, we're going to give you 3 years. It's, kind of what he did at SC, right?
And it's in Vegas. He's going to use that Vegas limelight to help him. I'm telling you right now, I know how he is. He's going to do that. You know him. I think he's going to excel in that area.
All he needs is the 23-year-old girlfriend. He'd be good.
He took the Super Bowl over. He had all his rings on, Belichick, 24-year-old girl.
He's the man.
Let me ask you, is the AFC West catching up with Andy Reid and Mahomes?
I think so. I think you got I mean, you're starting. You see that who's the coaches in that? Who's the coaches in the AFC West now?
Harbaugh now.
Peyton. I mean,
best 4 coaches, top to bottom, in any conference.
Yes,
I'd say. And they're all older.
They went through the whole cycle of let's get the protege, the next boy wonder, and let's go with guys that can prove it on paper have won football games, right?
Yeah. Let me ask you: do you see?
Like Sean Payton, what a great job he did at Denver.
Oh,
nobody. I mean,
with a rookie.
At Denver, went through the whole Russell Wilson. They weren't very good. What a great job he did.
Yeah. Do you see Aaron Rodgers possibly a 1-year spot with Tomlin, since them two have a very tight relationship in Pittsburgh? Pittsburgh may lose Russell Wilson. Doubt they're sold on Justin Fields just yet. He could also be gone. These guys aren't being paid. They have cap space. Aaron Rodgers, 1 deal, 1 year with a pick in.
This is just my old man opinion on the whole thing, right? I think a Tomlin, a Pete Carroll, and Andy Reid. I think Aaron, if Aaron could go someplace where the head guy's not in awe of him. Right?
I agree. Tomlin, Carroll, yeah.
Those guys are like, hey, sit your ass down, freaking shut your mouth, and let's go win football games. Instead of which there's so much that comes with Aaron, right? So I think he needs a big personality at head coach.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Where are you at with the Sean McVay and the Rams moving forward in that division? Matthew Stafford's been rumored possibly being on a trade block. I don't think McVay would do that. Cooper Kupp has been basically traded. He's been told he's going to be traded. So you think that the Rams will trade Stafford at this age?
I don't know why Stafford. I mean,
I don't either. McVay would be long.
We went through Shaun 2 years ago, deciding if he wanted to be a Fox Sports guy or a head coach, right? And why? So obviously that's somewhere still in the back of his mind. So why not ride off with Matt? Because Matt Stafford, he played his ass off.
He's not even 40. And McVay's not even 40 yet. I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
No, they're different. You and I just working stiffs. We grew up in the street just working on,
Yeah, they're making money hand over fist. And I got to ask you, though, before you leave here, man, I'm actually going to – next week we're off the whole week, and I'm going to be out there looking at some property. So I'll be out there. Are
you looking to buy?
Yeah.
You are?
Oh, yeah.
Who you got? You got Pat's guy looking for you?
Yeah. I got a few different ones, looking. I went out there once and looked, but I'm going to come out there next week for sure, so I'm going to hook up with you for sure. Pat will be back, too. He's in Australia now. He just went from Saudi to Australia. He's now announcing, covering all the live, so he'll be back, though, so we'll all hook up for a few days. I'll be out there for sure next week.
What day you getting in?
I might come Tuesday through Thursday or Friday.
I think. Well, why don't you stick around and I'll get you a ticket and go to the National Quarterback Club event with me.
When's that?
Oh, that might be in 2 weeks. That's the 26th. They're inducting Carson Palmer and the quarterback from Army and high school guy. Actually, Bo Nix. I was at Bo Nix's wanted. I mean, it's a pretty cool deal.
When is it? Where at? Scottsdale?
In Scottsdale.
Really?
You gotta let me know so I can get you a ticket if you want to be there. It is. Hold on, I'll give you the exact date. It is the February 20. Oh yeah, it's February. It's the next week. It's February 27th, 28th. February 28th.
Carson took the head coaching job at Santa Margarita.
Yeah.
High school here.
So he's getting in. He'll be out here. Booty's going to be in town. But it's the 28th. If you bump it back a week, come that next week. If you can.
All right. Well, I'll come next week regardless because I got to because I'm going to be off on the show. And then my birthday is the 21st. I might be back out there because Pat wants me out there to hang out. And I'm not doing shit for my birthday. We're too damn old to fucking do anything. So I might do that.
Anyway, let me know if you work out the schedule and I'll make sure to get you a ticket.
All right. Hey, Coach Fred wanted to say something to you. He said he wants those hoodies.
Let me get one of those to wear during spring practice, Coach.
Get one of what?
One of those hoodies you popping right there. 4 Burts, baby.
4 Burts, baby. 4 Burts.
Hey, when you start spring ball, Fred?
When do you start?
We start on the 3rd next month.
March 3rd?
Yep.
All right, I'll get JB to send me your send me your email or whatever.
That'll work. I appreciate it.
All right, guys. See ya.
All right, now see you next week, No.
All right.
Later. No Mazzoni, always with the insight. Coach Fred, HBCU legend, comes in one, leaves one, comes in the other. What's up, Coach? A lot going on. I didn't get to ask Noel about this one particular topic, but you are currently coaching and have to deal with it. You see any of these cakes being cut by any of your players?
Oh man, I watched that yesterday. Oh man, it's yeah. We had a kid last year. We were told it's called being eccentric. Yeah.
What?
It's called being eccentric.
Really? That's the word.
Yeah, eccentric. Yeah.
Damn. I call it something else. I'm not going to say it with you on the air, but damn, that's crazy. Eccentric.
Oh, man.
Hey, this cat don't even know how many laces are on a football.
I watched that yesterday, man.
People think I'm being crazy, but I'm like, nah, that's truly investing. Like, this cat don't care about that game. He care about that bag and looking cute and doing this shit for money and clout. I don't know. I couldn't do it.
I think somebody said something about the price or whatever, and I'm like, the price? Like, he just got $2.3 million. He could have got a cake big enough to cover the whole counter, let alone
I don't get that either. Yeah, I don't get that either. And you clearly can see he's never cut anything in his life. See, that's the problem. I try to tell Smitty, I'm like, y'all cats don't get it. You won't change the oil, you can't. You won't change the brakes on your car, you can't. You can't do anything with your hands other than paint them. Like, these cats don't know how to do anything, but they'll drive a Lamborghini into a wall because they've never even driven a Prius yet.
He's about to cut his finger off.
We're enabling that as adults, man.
If you look how he's holding that knife, he's about to cut his finger off. But, you know.
Dog, like that. I don't know. I don't know what to say, man. I'm not a father of a son. So it's going to be hard, but man, I'm a father. You're a father of a son. If I'm a father but I'm a father of many sons over 25 years of coaching, and I just couldn't imagine one of my kids looking like that on camera, man, with his shit curled up, and he's sitting there painting them as if my daughter would be doing, or my girl, or my mom, or my wife. Like, I just can't fathom it. I guess I'm just old school. I just can't fathom it. And I'm not going to change my mentality and try to fathom it either, like Smitty would do. I'm not going to do it. I just will not.
I heard his sales pitch for it.
I will not succumb. I will not succumb to accepting this mediocrity. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to accept the mediocrity. Let me tell you. There's just no way.
And then I saw when the chick was coming at you, she said, you don't know the ins and outs or something. But it was about his sister, his little sister or whatever.
Oh, the Kendra Middleton girl?
Yeah. But the only pushback I have from that, I ain't trying to get nobody coming at me, but if it was truly about my little sister, she's going to be in the promo with me.
I don't get it either. Exactly.
You know, but that's just me.
Yeah, exactly. I don't understand that shit. I don't get it. Like, there's other things you could have done for $2.3 million. So you're telling me that's the only option you had as one of the best wide receivers in college football is a nail painting scenario where you have to sell your soul. And I'm not saying that this is for everybody that does it, but I'm just saying if I'm the best player, I'm going to have my people who now I have agents now, I got money. My backers are going to go approach other sponsor possibilities and say, hey, man, we can't do this nail thing, but we'll do fucking, I don't know, barbecue shop, anything. I don't know.
See, and then, I mean, let me ask you your question. Let me ask you a question. And it started back when I was playing. I went and got like just manicures, right? And then the lady would always ask at the end, like, do you want clear coat? Like, hell, no. What do you mean? And
I've had it once. I've been to I did that shit one time just fucking around with a girl, and I went and did that shit for the first time ever, the manicure, pedicure shit. I'm going to be honest, and I'm not trying to act tough. I just couldn't. There's no way I can do it again. I just feel weird.
Well, here's the thing.
It's not about being feminine. It just feels weird. Like my feet in this thing, this bowl, this girl out here doing. I feel weird for a lot of reasons, but I did it. But I just can't do it. There's no way I can do it again.
But I mean, at the end of that, they ask you if you want clear coat. Like, nah,
That's
I'm
weird.
good. I'm good. I just need
what?
Clear coat.
Clear coat?
Yeah. It's fingernail polish, but it's clear. And it's like, nah, I'm good. I'm good on that. Like, you know, I was raised with sisters, 2 older sisters. Of course, they had all that stuff. And granddad didn't play any of that stuff, you know what I mean? About playing with their dolls or any of that, you know, that was the quickest way to get in a whooping, playing with their stuff as a boy. So, you know, this is a little different. You know, it doesn't take away who he is. I know all 132 Division I teams would take him, but I'm kind of like you. If we've got to do that deal, we do it. But I'm not the one painting my nails. It's my little sister.
Yeah, like Smitty
said, it's my mom. It's my aunt. I'm just talking about it. I'm not actually, but that's just me.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know where this goes, but let me ask you, like, I didn't get T-Rich on yesterday. He's dealing with his mother in the hospital. He was in Alabama with Mick. He said anytime these scenarios come up, he always is like, Nick would have never had to deal with it, JB, because we would have in the locker room as players. It would have been nipped in the butt. Nick would have never got word of it. Where are you at right now if your best player come in and this is the deal? Like, do you have to now address it as a staff? Because you know there ain't no more hazing, everything's so looked at as if, you know, you'll get fired now for over a hazing thing or the player will go to damn jail almost. Where are you at now? You can't allow any of this shit in the locker room and have a blind eye to it. So you got to address it. How do you do it?
Again, but, you know, I think the locker room's different. It's definitely different from when we were there. It's even different from when T-Rich was there. You know, I've seen things that have been accepted here at an HBCU, and we talk about it all the time, and we talk about it to the kid in a nice way. But, JB, we got kids showing up with bonnets. Like, dude, don't ever come over here with a bonnet on your freaking head. What is wrong with a bonnet?
Man, what? A bonnet? What is that?
Like something like the ladies put on their hair? And that's what we're dealing with now. Like, dude, don't ever do that. Well, coach, it's for my dreads. I wouldn't give a what you have. Do not ever come over to this football building with a freaking bonnet on your freaking head. Don't do that. Don't come outside like that. Whatever you do in your dorm room is what you do. But we're not going to give that perception off. You know what I mean? But That's
when
really
did it change?
hard
Like
with these
how has it
kids.
changed so dramatically, Fred? How has it changed so dramatically to where we think that we got to be so feminine? I don't understand. You can say all this shit about whatever these people want to say about keeping it PC and saying the right thing, but I'm wondering like where our boys got the idea that this is acceptable. It has to be social media or phone protection. It has to be cell phone protection, because there's no way cell phone protection and lack thereof of father figures at the house when they get home. Because if I did something in the dark when I got home, my dad was going to bring it to the light. I don't think that is a worry anymore. These kids either A, don't have the dad to go home to, or B, the dad isn't caring, or the mother doesn't care. She has 3 jobs, 4 jobs, whatever it may be, that we know we all have to struggle with, especially in the inner city with our youth. I don't understand the fact that we've allowed it to get this bad, where we think this is cool. This is cool now. And that's the problem. It's not even accepted. It's cool now.
It's I think it's twofold, and I won't get on that soapbox, but it's kind of, you just hit it. There's a lot of guys, man, when you go to those home visits that have mom and grandma. Grandma and mom are the ones that are in the home visit. And grandma is going to always be partial to her firstborn grandson. And then this is kind of where it starts. And then, you have to be real careful, JB. As you know, nowadays, who you coach hard and who you kind of, can't coach hard, because by the time you get off the practice field, they've called mom, and here we go, mom's called AD, and now we got a whole big mess going on just because you told a kid how to get to point A to point B strongly, if that makes sense. And I don't know if, people in the chat understand when you were coming through, when I was coming through, it was nothing for a coach to say, get your ass over here. And that meant nothing but get my ass over there. Now it's like, man, why you talking to me like that in front of my boy? That kind of thing. But it always goes back to me, JB, like parent protection has allowed this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? There's several kids on campus that walk around, boys that walk around with bonnets on their head. And that chaps my what, because that just doesn't make sense to me. And I'm like you, like, okay, so where was dad when this started? There's no way you go home around Uncle Ben, Uncle Joe with a bonnet on your head. Like, I get on to my daughter about coming outside with a bonnet on her head. How are you going to come to football meeting with a bonnet on your head? But that's what we're at. So when Caleb Williams walks in there, nobody says anything. It's not the same locker room. It's accepted. I
don't get it, dog. That shit is just is sickening to me. I don't know. I just can't do it. I just can't see it. And I don't know. I'm worried about if Coach Fred's of the world, Coach Davis is in the chat of the world, coaches. Well, we already know Coach JB and No Mazzoni are out of it. How are you guys still coaching in 5-10 years? If this thing spirals out of control, and I'm just saying, what's next? I don't know what's next. Is it flag football? Is it girls playing? Is it girls taking y'all jobs coaching?
Well, flag football's NCAA sport now, girls flag football. So there's colleges that are bringing on college flag football for girls. But my friend Bernard Clark, Tiger Clark, UM linebacker, Hall of Famer, we talked yesterday kind of about the same thing. And he was like, man, Coach Fred, I can tell you right now, I probably got 5 more summers of this stuff, and then I'm probably going to have to move on. And when you put it in that terms, that's kind of where we're at. 5 more summers, counting this one, and that's 5 more seasons, so to speak. And that change is steadily changing, baby.
I hate to be a pessimistic, man. I don't think you got 5. I don't think any real coaches have 5 years left. I don't see it. This thing's spiraling out of control way too fast. And when you involve money like it is, the fact that money's becoming as much as it is and it's so prevalent, I don't think you got 5, dog. I'm taking 2
Which is why I gotta get this thing popping with the JB show. You see the card? You know that logo, man.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah. I changed those cards when I was there. They went back to the administrative cards. See, people don't realize, Coach Fred, the card that you get from admissions office should not be the same card that a football coach gives you in his office. We should not have the same cards. Admissions and administrative cards are completely different than coaching cards. My cards were different that I handed out to my people and you guys when you came in the office. A card that I gave you was completely different than the card that was in admissions office. It shouldn't look the same. They shouldn't be looking the same. Look, Alabama's coaching cards are now the hologram. They're the plastic. It's not the card you're going to get in financial aid from the lady in financial aid. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Coaching is different. We got to be a little different with our approach and how we market things because we're not part of that administrative group, even though we work on the campus and we represent the same mission statement, we hope. It still doesn't mean that we should have the same marketing tools because it's a different dynamic and demographic. You're recruiting a completely different demographic to go to your math classes than I am on my football field.
Everybody's digital now, though, Coach. You show up.
I know.
Just tap your phone. Their information comes up.
The QR.
Yeah. I hadn't got fully to that just yet. I hadn't got fully to that. But I know we got stuff going on, but it's crazy. So on campus, I've had kids come up, like 5 kids come up and be like, how do you know Coach JB? And I'm like, how do you know I know Coach JB? It's like, we watched the show. So there's kids here on campus of Alcorn State watching you and been watching you. And then I pop up and they're like, how you know him? It's like, so you street famous, ain't no doubt about it. But everybody in the room, as we just got out of staff meeting, wants to know more on this lawsuit coming from the players from, as much as you can talk about it, the players coming from Last Chance U. Because as I told them in the meeting, you've already went through all this. And now what these kids got going on, they don't understand it. And they were like, so didn't everybody sign a contract? I was like, yeah, but I have to have my boy explain to you what happened with that deal. As much as you can.
There's no contract. I'm about to be on TMZ right after this show. So obviously they think that this has come out. They associate my name with it. So I've already been contacted by TMZ, the main producer for the sports section of TMZ. So I'll be on TMZ right after my show this morning. Good friend of mine who runs the sports department at TMZ, Mike Babcock, who runs it. I'll be on with him right after this, and I'll break it down. But here's the thing. There is no contract signed, and that is the predatory. So when you get a house loan, and I know, there's predatory lenders out here who will go at you and take advantage of you and give you a bunch of paperwork and not really give you the opportunity to seek advisement. We were all duped into thinking that our faces would get us notoriety in some fashion, shape, or form, not knowing, though, that Netflix was a predatory lender, so to speak. They attacked us in a way where we were vulnerable because we're football players and coaches, not actors. We did not have entertainment lawyers or agents. So they took full advantage of us by having us do a media release. So a media release, all that did was allow our faces to be on screen where it doesn't get shit. You know that fuzz?
Yeah.
That's all it is. It didn't fuzz our face. Jermaine Johnson, Coy Dang, a couple other guys didn't sign them. So they couldn't really show their face other than background noise walking by. They didn't want to have anything to do with it. Now that NIL has come out, you have the 1980 NC State Wolfpack basketball team suing.
That makes no sense.
You have Reggie Bush, Lindell White, all pre-NIL are also suing. Johnny Manziel. The year does not mean shit. NIL, once it was legalized.
The real NIL.
The real NIL that's currently right now. Everyone thinks you have to be in this window of when NIL started to get retribution. No, it doesn't. And if you were taken advantage of, your name, image, and likeness was ever taken advantage of, like the 1980 Wolfpack basketball team who's suing, and I hear the Fab Five, and I hear a lot of other people are getting involved. If you sold their jerseys, such as a Johnny Manziel, and you made millions off that jersey, those kids now they think anyway that they have some sort of recourse on getting money from their name, image, and likeness. Well, I know for a fact certain numbers. I know what Netflix made off my name, image, and likeness. I also know what has happened to me because of 400 million people watching that show. A, I'm blackballed from coaching. B, I'm unemployed in the coaching profession. And C, they have used my name, image, and likeness to make billions of dollars. Yes, B word, billion. And I've yet to make a dime. And by the way, the issue that I have is, and this is the one that's the kicker, that show, if you haven't noticed, is still on Netflix.
Yes.
Why?
Still getting views.
Fucking right it is. They're still making money off my name, image, and likeness. As same with these kids from Mississippi and Indy. So Netflix, they think they're foolproof, because I have spoken to certain lawyers and attorneys at Netflix and my own attorneys. They think they're foolproof with this media release, but there's also some things called a morale clause where you took advantage of certain people not knowing the space, and you abused the right and abused our name, image, and likeness to where you benefit and I don't. There's a problem, because if you allow certain guys to go back and get paid for these things from video games,
Ed
O'Bannon, who's my high school teammate, all these different people who started it all, then I don't see what the difference is here. I don't see the difference. So
when you break it down that way, it all makes sense, because now I was on the side of the 80 NC State team. Like, come on, dog. But I forgot the fundamental part of what NIL meant, which was your name, image, and likeness, not the collectives.
Well, the big problem is there's a lot of discrimination in this whole thing when it comes to morale. And there's a morale clause in life that exists that you can sue for when you are taken advantage of. They took advantage of a bunch of cats that had no clue how this game ran in the entertainment business and the entertainment world. And here's an even better case that we have that people aren't going to talk about, and you guys won't understand. First of all, it was not a reality show, Joe Accord. You got to stop spitting false information out here, brother. This is not a reality show. So you're wrong, Joe. Again, you got to pump your brakes, homie. I'm trying to help you. It's a documentary. Completely different than a reality series. A reality series is scripted. A documentary is not. A documentary actually gives us an in this name, image, and likeness thing. A reality show does not, because a reality show would have fucking paid us, Joe. It is a documentary where they don't pay you to tell your life story. That is the difference.
Okay.
That is what gives us an in, because it is a true story, not edited, not scripted. A reality series is scripted, and you're paid for that, and you get retribution off of what? What they make forever, right? Which is called what? Rappers get it still to this day.
The royalties.
All the royalties that come with it. Well, guess what happened? Last year, if you don't know, there was a Writers Guild strike.
Yep. That's how Tubi came about.
Actors Guild, Writers Guild, everybody struck because what? They are not getting royalties off of streaming anymore. So guess what happened? The actors went down and they struck because they said, oh, nah, you're going to stream our name, image, and likeness and get paid for life. And we don't get royalties anymore because you're streaming us instead of going to the movie theater first. So I have some recourse in that regard too, because I'm still in that time frame. And during that strike, I still fit in the 7-year window of that writer strike. So there's a lot of inside information I can't say, but there's a lot of things that's going on that I think that I don't know how it will work out, but I'm the first one to actually get a lawsuit involved. I can't speak about, but it's still in the process of being worked out. But I'm definitely going to be at the forefront of this thing, and I hope the kids do get something out of it. But I also know the truth, and the truth is that show doesn't get 400 million views without me, and I'm just being brutally honest. I don't give a fuck if you don't think I'm humble or not. I'm just telling you the truth. Like, the bottom line is there's a reason.
It came to you. It stayed there. No doubt. I mean, I'm not saying that because I'm on the show with you.
Just throwing it out there. Just throwing this out there. Reed Hastings, who owns Netflix, shut down the show because I'm no longer on it. That's fact.
It was not the
same.
same.
That's not cap. They tried it in Oakland. They tried to go to Oakland one time, and it didn't work out. And they reached back out and said, JB, you ever going to get another job? I'm like, probably not because of you. And they said, well, then we're not going to do football anymore. And they said, we're not going to do football anymore. And that's what happened. They tried to cover me at Indy as long as I was there. They would have been there still, in my opinion, if I was still coaching at Indy. That's just my honest opinion. But by then I would have figured out they would have had to pay me something, right? There's no doubt.
Yeah, come to the table.
But at the same time, we were taken advantage of, and that is a real thing in some sort of facet. You could say we signed a media release that's ironclad in their views, but there's also some loopholes in there where it's not so ironclad, and that's the part that I'm going to try to poke at. And listen, I'm not a guy to sue anybody. I've never done it in my life. I think it's bitch made. I accepted it. This is the way it is. But if someone else is going to get paid from it, then goddamn it,
come see me.
I'm tired of being nice. Fuck it. All these motherfuckers are snitching now anyway. We live in a snitch-ass environment by some snitch-asses and a bunch of tell-on-each-other-ass cats. Fuck it. Give me my money then.
Hey, sorry for taking the show sideways, man, but people wanted to know in the office, in the building.
Nah, it was on our docket anyway, so we already had talked about it a little bit earlier.
So EA Sports come holler at you or no?
Nah, EA Sports use my fucking name, image, and likeness too. Don't trip. They're on my radar too. My attorneys are looking into EA Sports too. I may be giving EA Sports a call too. Trust me, EA Sports is also using my name, image, and likeness, and I know some numbers on that too. They do not sell that many video games without my name, image, and likeness, and I'm just telling you, regardless if they use my name on their actual product or not, they use my videos, though, to promote EA Sports. They never reach out to me. They never ask me. But we know McAfee and everyone else brought me on the show for a reason. And I know for a fact EA Sports paid Netflix for certain usage of my name. But guess what? I'm not getting paid. Fuck that. I got a fundamental problem. That shit actually irks me when these motherfuckers are out here using my shit more than anybody. They're not using no players on EA Sports. They're using me.
And they never came to see you.
Fuck no. They didn't call me one time.
Wow.
So.
Wow.
Buddy Stevens didn't get paid, G-Wizzy. G-Wizzy, you're like cornhole, homie. You say a lot of shit that's so fucking ignorant and dumb that you embarrass me. That's why I blocked your dumb ass before. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Stop acting like you do. Shut the fuck up. You act like I don't know the producer of the fucking show, G Wizzy. Holy shit. My show tripled their show in numbers, by the way. If he got paid, don't you think I would know, you fucking moron?
Because you came after him, right? Yeah.
Yeah. These guys say the dumbest shit, and they swear they know shit. Like, you're fucking embarrassing. You got to get out your mom's basement, homie, and go do some more research. So let's dive into some things, man. At least Joe Accord knows when he's wrong and admits it. G Wizzy, you don't, because you have what's called small dick syndrome. And when you got a small dick, you always go think you fucking know more than everyone else. You don't. You got small dick syndrome. So I got to play a game with you, Coach.
Let's go.
I'm going to give you a player. I'm going to show you the picture, and then I'm going to run through some. Logos, and you got to say stop.
Easy enough. That's right. Easy enough.
Right. Whatever Bailey shows, fuck it, we'll go with it.
Let's go, Big.
Deebo Samuel. All right. He's asked for a trade. I'll give you some context. He's asked for a trade. He wants out of Frisco again. I bet you Lynch and Shanahan are pissed that they didn't get rid of him last year. He looks out of shape. We've seen him on different videos looking like he has a pot gut, pot belly, etc. And let's play the game. Where does he end up? And let's show you, and we'll just go through it. We'll start from the top and just say yay or nay. Next.
Nay. Nay.
Ooh. Next.
Stop.
Ooh. Why?
I think this is interesting because they are probably looking for someone to fill that hole for Nico. And it gives them another threat.
So Coach says stop on the Texans. I know Tank Dell's out, my kid. He's probably going to be out for the whole season. They need another
Nico, Tank, yeah.
They need a slot situation. They got Nico on the outside as a tall, long guy, similar to a Jennings, but better. A tall, long guy that Frisco had. So Deebo plays that spot. Ayuk was hurt all year, so you never saw the Kittle, Ayuk, Deebo, Jennings combination with CMC in the backfield. You got Diggs, who's hurt as well. I just am not I don't think Deebo makes CJ better, and I don't think CJ can make him better because he's a multifaceted athlete used in a scenario where you have to actually put him in one spot and use him in that spot. So I'm going to say next, Bailey. Keep going. I don't see my team yet. Next. Stop. That's where Deebo will be. You heard it here first. Deebo Samuel will go along with McLaurin and Jaden Daniels in Washington, and Deebo will be a Commander. Mark it down right now. Cliff Kingsbury, Deebo Samuel, Terry McLaurin, and Jaden Daniels. Not Bijan, but Brian Robinson and the Commanders offense, that fits that team better than any other team. And they have cap space and money. I'm staying stop. Commanders is where Deebo Samuel will end up.
I ain't mad at it.
Let's go next player. Cooper Kupp has been told, not requested. He loves LA, wants to be in LA forever. He's a Pacific Northwest guy, Seattle guy. He wants to be an LA Ram. He thought he would be an LA Ram his entire career. He was told otherwise. Seems like his age and injuries have told Sean McVay, we got to move on, brother. I'm sorry. This is the business, though. Let's play the game. Stop or go. Who's the first team on the board?
Go.
Go, huh? Oh, I like that right there. Hold on, Bailey. I'm going to say stop for me. I think he's a Raider. Only because Pete Carroll likes older guys. I think the Raiders will go out and get another guy we'll have on here in a minute. I think the Raiders are going to make a splash at receiver because they know who their quarterback's going to be. It's either going to be Aaron Rodgers or it's going to be Sam Darnold or it's going to be Russell Wilson. He's going to get a veteran quarterback, so I think he's going to surround his young, good wideout that they have, plus the best tight end in football, in my opinion, Brock Bowers, with a couple wily veteran wideouts. I think the Raiders are a must-stop for Cooper Kupp. Coach said go.
I ain't mad at it.
You said go next. Ooh, I think he's too old for that offense. Go ahead.
I think he's a fit for Cliff Kingsbury, and I think he becomes what Zach Ertz became for Jaden Daniels. He gives you a guy, if he can stay healthy, he gives you a guy that's going to be a bona fide get out of jail free card for the quarterback. And I think he just fits when we're talking RPO type stuff, the stuff that Kingsbury runs. I think he fits there more so, even though I'm not mad at the Debo deal, but I think that this is more of a look for them to protect and continue the maturation. Ooh, that was a big word for their quarterback to be really good.
Here's why I say cap. The reason is he's just like McLaurin. He's a long, tall, 6'3" body wideout who, if he gets hurt, they're back to only having McLaurin. Debo plays slot. He can go play the backside. You can give him other things in the offense. Cooper is a one-dimensional at this stage, and he's a Terry McLaurin at a slower level. I think you have to have another fit for McLaurin, and that's Debo, not Cooper. I think Cooper ends up being that stalemate ex-wide receiver on the perimeter in a Las Vegas Raider uniform. But what do I know? Let's go next player on the board. Fred is someone I'm high on. Woo! The Purple People Eater, Sam Darnold. He is could be a he could be a, I guess, casualty of the cap, casualty of the, roster with J.J. McCarthy already being there. Let's show it. I got
go.
No.
Go.
No.
Go.
No.
Go.
No.
Go.
No.
Pause. I really think Minnesota should keep him, but by drafting the other kid last year, I don't think they do that. But I think this now becomes exactly what you said a few players ago. Veteran guy, a guy that Pete doesn't have to groom, so to speak, and bring along, a guy that has proven he can do it. It's going to be an indoor situation, which I think he thrives in. Now he has one proven weapon in Brock Bowers. Now you've got to go get something else for him. But I think this is where Pete goes with this because it's an older guy that can plug and play and gives you an automatic chance to win off the rip.
Show the picture of Sam again. I think he stays right there. I'm gonna go with right there. I think Pete Carroll wants him. He's a West Coast kid. Pete knows him from playing here at San Clemente, USC. He would like him. If he can get him, I'm sure he will. I think he benefits J.J. McCarthy by staying another year, and I think they give him a one-year deal and make him prove it again. One more year deal, give him $35 million. That's what I think would be the fair market price for him. I say he stays in Minnesota. I'm going to stick with my gut. Yeah, I hope he does too. I hope he does too. I think he'll stay right there. They won't give him a long-term deal. They'll give him another year deal because they're hoping JJ will be the future. They'll give him a one-year tag deal, maybe 35, 40 mil range, which would set Sam up for life. and then maybe test the market after that. Next guy. Big name guy in this offseason. Last year, he's a little disgruntled. Everything I know about the kid, he's a good kid. Everyone likes the kid. He's a team guy when he's there. He wants the money. He wants the bag. Joe Burrow, I think, needs him and Chase to be as good as he is, and they obviously need Joe Burrow to spin the rock. I believe – well, go ahead, Bailey. Let's show where we think. I think he stays.
T. Higgins, get your hands off your knees, man. Be ready to go. It's not the receiver position.
Don't ever study NFL wide receivers, youngsters.
Stop it.
Line up because they will give you the worst technique. I think he stays in that uniform. I think he stays right here.
Can they pay him though?
Yeah, I think they'll figure it out because here's the thing. That kid would be a fool as well, thinking that just because I get the bag, I'm going to have a long-term great career. If he wants to be great, he needs to stay with Joe Burrow. There ain't no other quarterback out there that he thinks is going to get him the ball as much or as well as Joe Burrow does. I would be thinking he would want to stay and figure it out. He may have to steal a page out of Tom Brady's book and say, look, man, if I want to win, I have to take a little sacrifice and stay with the best ball spinner in football other than Matthew Stafford, and that's Joe Burrow, in my opinion. Can I get it done? Can you guys pay me even if I did take a cut? Has to be a negotiation. I think the Bengals try to make it happen, and I think it's the best fit for Higgins. I would hope he stays in Cincinnati, but
I would hope he stays. Pause. I would hope he stays as well. But I would hope also that he thinks about what you just said and then also understanding his numbers are the way they are because of the guy that plays on the other side. I don't know when football came to, this guy's the one, you're the two. No, Michael Irvin was Michael Irvin. We know that. But Alvin Harper got off because of Michael Irvin. I mean, let's call it what it is. So, T leaving – now, the landing spot is all that more important. I don't think the Bengals can make it work financially. I don't think they'll be willing to. I don't think he's going to be willing to take a cut. So I'm going to say keep going. They should be in the market. They should.
I hope they do. So he can come out and call it out and say, man, this guy's not even close to Joe Burrow. I hope Cooper Kupp and Higgins end up in Kansas City so we can give Mahomes all the weapons that we want again. So Cooper Kupp and Higgins can come out and say, damn, Mahomes ain't even fucking close to Matthew Stafford or Joe Burrow. That's what I hope happens, seriously. So all these Kansas City Chiefs Queendom fans can realize that their fucking so-called overrated-ass quarterback isn't as good as they think, and it's Andy Reid in a gimmicky system that keeps allowing you guys to be relevant, not the quarterback in Mahomes. I hope that Cooper Kupp and Higgins end up in Kansas City to expose the fraud that Patrick Mahomes is.
Go. Oh, man. Go. They still have Diggs on contract.
I would like it. I'll tell you that. I like that.
Stafford stays. This would be very interesting.
Stays, you lose Kupp, you get Higgins. I like this.
Puka on the other side. This would be very interesting. But I got to say go. This is my team, man, and I want them to make it happen. But I just don't know money-wise if they're going to be able to make it happen. So I got to say go. But this would be a great fit.
They got money, though. Commanders have space.
They got money. No doubt, but I think they got something else going.
They got to have a queue. I get Pete Carroll will go after him probably, but they got to have a queue, and it depends on the queue.
They got to have a queue before this move happens, I believe. Go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the Washington. The Chargers is very interesting. How much of that space is Washington willing to give up on him, even though you have Scary Terry? you know, and then I'd also go into play with him. Does he want to be what they call the number one, or is he happy with going somewhere to get the bag and be the guy, you know, be a guy? So that's the question I have on him. But those two spots would be very interesting.
The next guy is interesting because I think he's leaving where he's been a staple for a long time. Let's show him. Tyler Lockett. I love Tyler Lockett. I think he's a team guy. He's always been pretty damn good. He's always been a 1B receiver to me, 2. I'm going to be interested. It depends on what happens to T. Higgins, but I could see him in this very first team slot. If T. Higgins were to leave, I see him here. If T. Higgins stays, I would say go, Bailey. And I could see him interesting. That's an interesting one right here. I would say go. I'm going to say go. I like it, but I'm going to say go. And I'm going to go with the familiarity of go. Yeah, I see that. I see that being the spot. And I'm hearing rumblings that that's where he's going already. So I'm going to roll with the Raiders and Pete Carroll getting Tyler Lockett.
I'm saying the same thing for that very reason, because of the relationship, and I think that that's just a move for him that'll keep him in the, a comfort zone. And I just don't believe that Pete's going to go in there without a quarterback to attract, a Lockett type player. So yeah, I definitely, I was waiting on the Raider logo, and I was coming in right behind you on that one.
Yeah, I agree. Is that the last kid? I don't know if we have Aaron Rodgers or not in there. We'll maybe do that tomorrow. We'll get to that tomorrow. We'll do Aaron Rodgers tomorrow, and a couple other guys that are out there.
One that I want to, Myles Garrett to Washington, like you said.
Myles Garrett tomorrow as well. I said Washington too.
We got a ton of money. Need to shore up that defense. Puts them in contention right off. So that was my picture I was waiting on. We're going to save all that money and we're just going to give it to Myles Garrett.
I wouldn't be surprised if Russell Wilson, Tyler Lockett, all end up in Vegas with Pete Carroll, and they have a big reunion.
Russell and Pete were like this, huh?
They got into a beef, and then I guess they're back good.
Okay. I can see that. Definitely.
I'm curious. Pete Carroll's known to do some crazy shit and pull off some things. He did a great job as a GM in New England. Even Belichick gave him high praise as one of the best in the business as coach GM. Pete Carroll's a defensive guy.
Yeah.
Could you imagine Max Crosby and Myles Garrett?
Hey, play off, man. The ball's got to come out of it.
He's going to shore up the defense first, in my opinion, as the DC. And even though he kept. I know he's calling the defense because he kept the current DC in Vegas. He didn't get rid of him and shop around and go try to get his guy because it's his defense. So he told the guy, hey, man, you're a loyal guy. Stay here. You'll probably coach backers. I'm running the D. I'll title you the DC. So if a job comes open, you can get out. But Pete will call the defense, and I see Pete trying to make a move and getting to Myles Garrett. I'm just telling you right now.
Hey, play off, man. That ball's got to come out of there quick. Get you some pluggers on the inside. That's scary, yeah, bro.
You got a corner already. You go get another corner. You get a safety.
That's scary.
And now you work on, you can get Russell Wilson on the cheap. You can get Tyler Lockett on the cheap. You got a good wideout right now. You got the best tight end under contract as a first-year 100-ball catcher last year. And now you got to go shore up a couple spots inside up front and go get a big-time back if you can. And you're in the business. You're at least in the conversation to win 10 games.
Oh, no doubt about it. Easy.
And now you're putting pressure on Mahomes and Kansas City Chiefs Queendom when you already have a Chargers team that's a playoff team, a Bronco team that's a playoff team. Now you throw the Raiders in there with Kansas City. You got 4 teams now in the AFC West that was shitty, and now it's going to be very competitive with, in my opinion, the Chiefs who are faltering as these other teams are rising. That's just my opinion. We'll see what happens, but I don't know. That's just my opinion. That's my opinion. Yeah. We got to do some hell yeah or hell no with you real quick. I got to ask you a couple off the cuff here. Hell yeah, hell no, brought to you by BetUS. Head on over to BetUS today. Hell yeah, hell no. Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes' run is done. Hell yeah, hell no.
Hell yeah.
People are writing them off. I'm going to say hell yeah as well. I don't think they'll sniff another Super Bowl. And when Andy Reid leaves, you are going to have the most exposed QB in the history of football sitting on an island, feeling like Epstein or somebody, and P. Diddy looking like he needs some oil because he's going to be like, where is Daddy Andy Reid? I look horrific out here, and I'm being exposed for everyone to see that JB has been right the whole time. But we shall see.
They got a lot of holes, man, defensively. You saw what happened up front. They got a lot of holes to fill, and I just don't think that's an instant player away to get you there. I know they had a couple receivers that were hurt, but I don't care who you got out of receiver. I think you said it on the show before. It's a dependent position, and it depends on a lot of people. So you can have the best guy in the world out there, but if you ain't got people up front or a person that's called, pulling the trigger that can get it to him, don't matter. And I think that's kind of where they're in trouble.
Yeah, no question. Hell yeah or hell no. Luka and LeBron will win it all in LA.
No, but they'll come close. Hell no, but they'll come close.
Ooh. I'm going to say hell nah. I think that it's the first I think they're too close, similar in play. Once it gets good and they have to play the good teams and not start off with fucking Utah, the worst team in the NBA, I think that they're gonna struggle. They still don't lack a big. I know they got Alex Lynn yesterday from Sacramento, who is a big, but he's just a body. He's not really some fucking legit player. They missed out on the kid from Charlotte in this whole debacle. Charlotte's now getting involved in the trade and trying to get Dalton Knecht back. I don't see that. Dalton Knecht seems disgruntled now because he's soft like the nail painting kids that we live around.
I was so disappointed when he made that comment.
I don't know if I can play. I need another day off
to get my mind right. Like that I was so disappointed in that, dude. Dude, you came from a JUCO to Tennessee.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
man, that's sad, dog. That's soft ass cat. You getting paid millions of dollars, homie. Go fucking play the game, you fucking soft. Hey, baby, I sent you a clip, man, of Travis Kelce and someone breaking him down on IG, I believe, or text. I forgot, Bailey. I don't know if you could find that clip. But I want to show that clip because the boos that Taylor Swift took in that game directly impacted Travis Kelce's performance, in my opinion. Nobody wants to talk about it. Travis Kelce's never been that high on my list in this top 5 tight end discussion list. I don't get it. He's nowhere close to Tony Gonzalez, in my opinion. He's not Gronk, in my opinion. He's not even Shannon Sharp, in my opinion. He's definitely not John Mackey, in my opinion. And he's not Antonio Gates, in my opinion, who played basketball his whole life. I don't believe he's in that conversation, but a lot of people have put him there. Those other guys blocked. This guy does not. He never did. He's not fucking Winslow. He's not any of the tight ends I grew up watching. But this idiot that broke this down is some TikToker clown. I don't know who he is, but I just want to show the actual clips that he showed. Look how just lackluster and unfucking interested he is in trying to put hands on any defensive player in this football game. And then definitely you ask him to go across the formation and kick out somebody to run split flow zone, coach. And God damn, he looked horrific in this whole game. And it set the tone.
There's a problem right there, JB. If you go back and look, if Bailey starts it back from the beginning, everybody is gone and he's still in the stance.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't want to be it. He doesn't want to play. He doesn't want to block.
And just
like, if you want to talk to me about Travis Kelce being a great wide receiver, maybe. He's not a tight end to me. See, tight ends are inline players who are mismatches for defensive players who can also block with the O-line attached. He's never done that in his entire career. I don't understand it. I don't get why he has all this notoriety as being so good when I think he's a product of a system that has allowed him to be in space and be exposed in a era that we don't put hands on the tight end anymore. And I'm just going to tell you straight out, Rob Ninkovich came on last week and said there's no fucking way. If you watch him play us in New England when we played him, we were mugging his ass at the line of scrimmage. He didn't do shit. And in 3 Super Bowls, no one put hands on him, and he went off. And the Eagles put hands on him, and what does he do? No shows once again. I don't think he's one of the best. I'm going to stay on that tip. I think Novacek, Witten, fucking. There's a lot of guys I'd take over him. He's just not. I've never known him to be a team guy. I thought he's always about him. He wants to be pretty. He wants to be weird. He wants to always talk about everything around him other than playing the game. I thought he looked horrible in that Super Bowl, and that exposed his ass. And I don't even know if I'm not even saying retire and all that. I'm just saying I don't think he's that fucking good.
Yeah, I was off his train that last year when he shoved Andy Reid and they played that under the carpet. I didn't like that. And then just watching those clips right there, he almost looked scared for his life because on the one where he's coming across, JB, I teach it all the time. All you got to, if you don't want the contact, just stay inside of him and make him run the hump.
Inside shoulder.
That's all you got to do. Make him run the hump.
I used to do a drill where he stopped pre-snap to where he was going to be. So I had the ball snapped right at the tackle's ass crack, and he stayed and touched the tackle and never let that guy inside of his arm. Because if you touch the tackle while he rails, right, tackle rails and I'm right here, that guy has to go around you. You got to fucking hit him. But this whole ass shit where he can go inside of you, and that's scared. I know scared motherfucker when I see him. Yeah, he didn't want nothing to do with that. He didn't want that. We called it a J block. We called it a J block because it's like a J, right? You go right to the tackle's ass crack and you J it off and make that guy go around your ass.
Yeah, run the hump.
Yeah.
Just stays inside.
Man, Matt McChesney and Smitty and all these guys are high on his ass. I'm not. I think the motherfucker.
The first one, you got the guy to your right. You don't step with your left foot first. I mean, you put yourself in but that's technical. But being a dog and wanting to get there and do that, that's all just want to, man. And for boos. As a professional athlete, that should never bother you, man. And then you were playing Philly. Their fans were going to boo if they showed anybody. It didn't matter. So I don't believe that was part of it. The Taylor Swift thing, I mean, first of all, he shouldn't even been paying attention to that. If he was, that lets you know where he was anyway. But, secondly, man, as a professional athlete, man, what I know. Those fans say anything and everything, and you got to be there with it. So I would think that had nothing to do with it. I just think, they just got out there his ass.
Yeah, I agree. It's gonna be interesting, man. I don't know. I think he gets way too much hype. That's just my personal opinion, but we'll see. Coach, it's been a good one. It's been a fast week. It's been a fast week. It's been a fast start to 2025 already as well.
February almost, bro. I mean, March.
I know. It's shit crazy. It's about to be spring ball. You're about to be in spring ball. You're not even going to be able to breathe. The year's going to go by so fast, and then you got to deal with kids painting their fucking nails. So shout out to you, man. We'll see you next week. Next week we're off, man. I'm going to take a week off. Smitty and I are taking a week off. I'm going to go to Arizona and chill for a minute, and then we'll have some clips and shit out there, but finish this week off, and then if you ain't doing shit, maybe this week I'll have you back on.
Let's talk.
I bet. See you later on, later in the week. Pound that like, subscribe, become a member if you're not one. And the realest show on planet Earth. We'll see you tomorrow for a Truth Telling Thursday as Steve Kim joins us. We'll break down all things real plus some boxing and some Miami Hurricanes news as they game day coach who has left Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffs. We're going to have that to talk about with Steve Kim tomorrow and Matt McChesney on Friday. We'll break that down 2 days in a row with those two guys. So pound that like, subscribe. We'll see you tomorrow, God willing. Peace.